of Alex.
G'day and welcome.
That was a surprise.
To the Waterdeep Dragon Heist game we're going to be playing tonight. I'm your host, Sheriff Dan. We're just going to get started here, have a little bit of pre-game banter, and get started. Alrighty.
Shall we get this thing started?
I think so. Can one of you give me a previously on?
Oh, really?
Ooh, I like it. Where's my map? Can I have a look at the map?
As in where you are currently?
Yeah, because all I can see is...
Yeah. Well, you're in the beautiful town of Waterdeep, to begin with.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, yeah. So we were underground. We went down the sewer drain, and then we decided to throw the towel in terms of, this is more like it. Yeah. So we busted into, oh man. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Okay, it's all coming back to me now.
Steve's previously on is, that's right. Oh, but man, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. I hope you guys are keeping up because I am I'm flying right now. I'm right back in the action now. Okay, are we all caught up?
So
anyone else want to take over?
I'll give us a little bit of a previously on that. Previously on Fancy Lads. The lads had found themselves lost in time after destroying the Pyramid of Shadows. We all remember this. Killing Karavakos, the Undying. And they were rescued from multiple points in time by their old ward, Mara, who had been hanging out, or who was much older now. And Mara had access to some sort of time traveling technology, some kind of magic, some kind of chronomancy, and implored them to go to Waterdeep, find the sort of late teen, early 20s version of herself, and help the younger version of Mara, as she was kind of embroiled in something. She dropped you off at Fantasy Bunnings for a little bit before that. You had a little bit of fun in Fantasy Bunnings, which is lovely. And then you made your way to the Yawning Portal, which is a big tavern, well known in Waterdeep, where you fought a giant troll, a bunch of other things, and met Mara, the 20s version of Mara, 20s Mara. She told you about a friend of hers, a gentleman friend named Flung, who she'd went out drinking with one night. They went on a pub crawl, and he decided to stay out longer than she did, and he went missing. You started your investigation looking for Flung, came across a bar that had connections with the Zentarum, the Black Network, and found out that Flung and a young Raynar Neverember had been drinking there. Had been drinking there late at night when they were accosted in the streets and kidnapped. You made your way to kind of a warehouse that you got information on that the Zentarum had used as a bit of a local base. When you arrived, however, there was a number of dead bodies in there and a couple of Kenku, who are human-like crows. There was an interrogation, if I remember. And you did find some information that perhaps the Xanathar Guild was linked to these things.
Oh yeah, tattoo in the hand.
The tattoo of the circle with the spokes.
Tattoos. Yeah.
And you also ran into Captain Staggett, I believe, who told you to keep the blood off the streets.
Blood off the streets, yeah.
And so, sticking to his advice, you went under the streets into the sewers under Waterdeep, and had been following certain symbols under the
That's right. It was
under the
follow the
streets.
yellow. Yeah, follow the yellow signs or something.
Yep, follow the yellow signs. Circle with 10 spokes rating out of it. Follow the
Yeah.
yellow signs. I don't know
Yeah.
what that means, but let's do it.
Follow the yellow signs. We saw the yellow signs to lead us.
What about the circle
here.
with 10 spokes rating out of it? Oh, that was the tattoo.
That's the
Ah,
tattoo
yes,
of
yes,
the.
yes, of course.
You fought a gazer, I believe. You
Yes, we
also
did.
fought.
Oh man, it's 2020. Come on, you really calling that?
a couple of hobgoblins, and then you talked your way through an area of this sort of hideout. I believe advising the mooks there that you had brought the real Raynar Neverember, and that you were kind of covering up for them as you were a secret member of the Xanathar. Am I getting that right?
Yeah,
It sounds very familiar.
that is totally right. Yep.
So, where we left our heroes is as they enter in with a bound Raynar behind them. Threadbare curtains hang on the east wall of a long hall, in the middle of which, as you kind of enter in and your eyes adjust to the light, there is a muscular half-orc in dingy robes, standing with his foot on the chest of a male human with wavy red-blonde hair. Fire burns around the orc's clenched fist, and his victim cries and squirms helplessly beneath him. Seated on a raised platform to the south is a nightmarish figure wearing black robes. It has large white eyes, rubbery purple skin, and 4 tentacles encircling its inhuman mouth. It cradles and gently strokes and caresses what looks to be like a disembodied brain with feet.
Is it Squidward
I will show you a picture.
patting Gary? I'm picturing Squidward patting Gary.
I mean, the squid is certainly a close representation. It looks like that.
Squid. Oh shit, that's like the ood.
Yes, the ood. I'm actually rewatching season 5 of Doctor Who. It's amazing.
Nice.
Tennant or Matt Smith?
Matt Smith.
Oh yeah, okay.
And that's that's the creature that it's caressing lovingly.
Cute.
Feel like it's a bit of an ood that we've got going on here then. Yeah. Alright.
I can't control my character.
There might because there's a wall there. I'm not sure. How about now? Oh no, you're logged in as Doug. That's why you're the Doug we
How?
thought.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna log out. Foundry.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah, we were
I
like, oh,
didn't wanna
Doug's logged
say
in. He's in here making macros, like doing his homework before the big game next week. But no.
It's logging in. Sorry, can go on without me. I'll log in. So
Cool.
What's
we
in
enter this
the
room.
ball's? I've described the room to you. The ball's in your court now.
Yeah. Alright, so we've entered in. There's the 3 of us. We're single file. Randy's there as well, of course. Mascot. Spoon's tied to a chair. There's a minion behind him keeping guard, and then the ood handling his pet brain on the on the dais.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So the half orc is kind of the human is on the ground, looking very beaten up, and the half orc has been kind of bitch slapping him. It looks like with a flaming fist, a literal flaming fist, he appears to have kind of magic around his hand.
okay, we finally found Floon.
We found Floon. Okay, I say we don't want any trouble. In fact, I don't even care if you beat him a couple more times. We just want to take him out of here.
But he thinks his
the
Never
orc
embark.
looks from you to the squid creature and then back at you and says, "Who the fuck are you? How did you even get in here?"
We seek a presence with Grumshar
That's me.
because is
And he
that the squiddy guy?
No, the half orc who's talking to you.
Okay, cool. Well, interesting. I think we might have gotten it a little bit deeper than we expected.
We are heroes from another time. We are known as the fanciest of lads. But who we are is really of no concern to you unless it is trouble that you're after, unless you're seeking violence, in which case I can assure you you will lose and painfully and horribly too. You believe you have Mr. Neverember there. I can assure you that is Flung Blagmar. He is of no consequence whatsoever to what you're doing here. Let's take him. We'll be on our merry way, and we'll praise. We'll tell stories. I'm a bard, as you can see. I'll sing songs of the horrors that the Xanathar have and how they are so much more superior to the black. Oh, jeez, what are they called? Fuck. I was on such a roll.
Black
Network. To the Black Network.
Okay. As a bit of a metagamey kind of level, I, Daniel, the DM, need to now know what is going through Barnaby's mind. Like, what is his plan here? He's obviously. Is this all truthful? Is this deception? Like, are we looking at a persuasion?
Yeah.
Deception?
So metagaming, honestly, just trying to say, man, look, you've got the wrong dude.
Mm-hmm.
Let us go, and I will, as a reward for letting us go peacefully, I'll sing songs about you, how incredible you all
are. He looks at sort of the human on the floor in front of him, and looks up at you, or I guess the five of you that have kind of walked in. Hans kind of sneaking around behind, or hanging back a little bit, and he says, "This isn't Neverember." And then he looks over as if hearing something from the tentacled creature, and says, "You've brought him to us."
Technically, kind of. But he's not on the table. We're not bargaining with his life right now. If you're able to give
we're
us one
bargaining
hell of a
with
deal.
your life.
The tentacle creature kind of stands up. You notice it doesn't take the stairs; it floats down, cradling its little creature here, and sort of floats forward and comes closer, or comes a little to be on par with this half orc, and it kind of turns its head a little bit, as if kind of like a dog would do, looking at something it maybe doesn't quite understand. And I'm gonna need each of you to make an intelligence check.
Oh no. Oh, where's my D&D and Beyond?
Is this magic?
No. I think you would consider this psionic.
Oh. Bit of XCOM.
So, did you say saving throw or ability check?
Saving throw.
Oh, saving throw.
Yep.
Guys, I've got the shit luck again tonight.
Saving throw.
There you go.
Well, it's the same thing.
Why did I roll twice?
I don't know. If you're rolling from D&D Beyond, sometimes it rolls twice. Yeah.
Okay.
I just end up taking the first one.
Go with the first one.
Yeah. Okay. So this creature, in fact, actually needs to know the surface level thoughts. Essentially the thoughts that are going through the head of Heimdal. And oh wait, what's this? Yeah, it must make an intelligence. Oh, contested by its intelligence check. Okay, let's give this a go. What's this DC? You initially learn the. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I need wisdom saving throws. Sorry.
Alright. Well, that's bad for James. Very good for Steve and me.
Yeah. Wisdom saving throw.
Hey.
Nice.
Hey.
So just Heimdal, then. I need to know what your surface level thoughts are.
Yeah, so I notice you moving towards the target that I'm interested in, and I'm worried about you. I'm prepared to intervene if it looks like there's some negativity happening on Floon, like potential. I'm just imagining you crushing his head for some reason, and I don't want that happening.
You hear like a voice in your thoughts, and it almost sounds like your own voice, but you know it's not. It's almost like it's using your own brain to give shape to words that can't be pronounced, right? Or it doesn't have its own voice, perhaps. You definitely know it's coming from this creature. It says, "What is this thing to you, then? Why have you come to rescue him if he is not valuable?"
I'm a man of my word, and this human is of importance to someone else on an emotional level, and they would see him safe.
And he looks around the room and thinks at all of you, and you all hear, "Where is the stone of Galore?"
We hear that in our minds. Do we?
Yeah, you all hear that in your minds.
We don't know, to be completely honest with you.
The stone of Galore is buried.
So
we know as much as you do about
Yeah,
this.
no. So I put my hand on not Floon Blagmar, but Neverember, his shoulder, and telepath with him to see if he knows anything, or ask him what he knows about this stone.
He sort of mentally replies to you, "Yeah, I don't know. Apparently my father had it. It's a powerful item. Apparently he kept within it the location of the money he got or something."
Millions of dragons.
Is it something valuable to you?
I think it's valuable to anyone because it has the location of 500,000 gold in it.
Okay, so I speak to Mr. Squidward. I say, we may know the location of this stone you speak of, but we'll need Floon Blagmar's help to retrieve the stone. We will retrieve the stone for you.
Okay. This is Dan saying, okay. Is this a bluff by Han, or is he legitimately?
It is kind of like I'm running on less than ideal information, but I think that if it's not, if we can get Neverember, if Neverember doesn't really give a shit about the stone, it's not sentimental to him, and it's just money that's the idea. In reality, we can get Floon Blagmar, leave, and just never come back. But they don't. Yeah, so it's a bit of a bluff. We can choose whether we never come back or not, but they don't know.
I just want you guys to know I plan to never come back.
If we get everything we want and they just fuck off.
Yeah.
It's but we maybe yeah.
I'm going to assure Mr. Squidward that we are truly honourable, and we will be back with his stone. Yeah, absolutely.
Can you? Oh, okay. So he sort of turns his floating body slightly to Grumshar, and you can tell that there's some kind of conversation happening there, and Grumshar smiles, sort of a bit of a sadistic looking grin, and you see that Squidward starts to float towards sort of this door. And as he sort of goes through it, Grumshar steps forward and says, well, the boss says you might be useful, so I think we'll keep you all here till we find out everything you know, and then perhaps one of you will be able to get out of here to help us look for what we're after, and the rest of you can stay here to make sure everyone stays honest.
All right. I cast Shatter.
Yeah, cool. I'm thinking
we're gonna roll initiative.
Isn't that a surprise round?
It is. He is not surprised at all of you guys.
He's not surprised?
No.
So we roll initiative, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. Initiative, there you are.
How many spell slots do I have?
I'm going to do it, even though I got a 17, I'm going to do it here.
So the best way to do it is to open up the encounter tab in the combat
Holy
tracker.
Fuck. Did you just roll 220s?
220s?
For initiative, yeah.
2 18s, 2 20s.
So if you open up
Why can't I roll initiative in this?
Well, if you open up the combat tracker, you can roll initiative to the right of your name.
Oh, that's right.
So it's the fist in the top right.
Yeah. Okay, so they've got some mates.
Sorry, can you describe to me our orc friend?
So this half orc is sort of got the greenish hair. He's got greenish skin, black hair pulled back in a ponytail, and he's wearing sort of these drab black robes, sort of like off black, maybe some maybe just unwashed. They're a little bit dingy.
I'm trying to think of, I'm trying to assess his intelligence. Can I see does he fit any stereotype that I might?
I will let you figure that out on your turn, I think, now that we're initiative. But Randy is theoretically the first to act here.
Oh, Randy. See, he's always there. We can always rely on Randy, really, can't we? Randy is going to just bolt up to this orc with no distinguishable features and get him and attack him with his swords. And I'm so sorry, but Randy's attack is... How did I cast him? He deceitful, I think I made him. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just for his face step thing. His short sword is +3 plus the spell, so he's got a +6 to hit. Okay. Cool. Let me roll for Randy. Rolling for Randy over here.
Rolling for Randy.
So 8 plus 6, 14.
14 to hit.
Yep.
Let's have a look at our old friend. So you think it's a pretty good strike. Randy runs in with what, his short sword, or whatever he has, and he comes in, but there's sort of a plink as it bounces off some kind of magical shield on the half orc, and he laughs at Randy.
Of course he does. That's cool. That's Randy's attack. Randy is then going to face step backwards immediately after using and fill a 5-foot cube within 5 feet of it with magical darkness. So Randy is going to move to here.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, does it have to be an unoccupied space? Let me see. Faye can fill a 5-foot cube within 5 feet of it with magical darkness. I think we tried this last time, didn't we? Yeah, I can't necessarily. Actually, if I was there, but I moved to here and cast darkness on this.
Yeah.
Him.
So I think, it looks like that. Because it's 5 foot around him, isn't it?
No, just a 5-foot cube, it says.
Yeah, does it say where it's centered?
Immediately after you face it, Faye can fill a 5-foot cube within 5 feet of it with magical darkness, which remains until the end of the phase next turn.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's just in that spot. So this area is now darkness.
Yeah.
And none of you can see. Well, I mean, I think Han can still see him, but anyone in there is now blinded.
Yeah.
He can't see you. Cool.
Cool. Can I just ask, like, our exits, have they all sealed up behind it? Like, table talk, if we wanted to pick up Floon and run, in theory, could we?
Theoretically, you could go through the room you just came through. It'd be very interesting to see how you attempt that, seeing as you just went past a bunch of goons.
That's right.
What do you guys think about a good old-fashioned just snatch and grab?
I think...
Bearing in mind that this conversation takes place within 6 seconds.
I think I'd rather just, keep going. Like, just we've engaged. We've engaged. He's only one bloke. There's 5 of us. 6 of us have included Floon.
Cool.
The quicker we act, yeah, okay. I'm prepared.
All right. Barnaby. Next one. The small brain seemed sort of hopped out of the Elithid's hands as he made his way to the door. It flies at you now, and is going to try and attack you with its claws. They miss, and then I need you to make an intelligence saving throw. Are we getting one of those out of you, Barnaby? Or have I just lost him?
We may have lost him. Yeah, we've lost him temporarily, I think.
Well, that's interesting, because the attack is called Devour Intellect. I will move on to Raynar Neverember is going to break his bonds. Are you back, Paul?
No, I can't see him in the player list.
Raynar Neverember is going to rush over to his friend and try and sort of pick him up. as this is all breaking down, the illithid is going to each creature 60-foot. Whoa, 60-foot cone.
Each creature?
Yeah.
We are way too punched. AoEs are gonna kill us.
Yeah, that's a big old.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry, I'm having some serious issues.
That's all right.
We've
I
known that
need
for a
you to
while.
make an intelligence saving throw as this small brain creature leaps at you.
I got a 20 in my... I don't know why I'm 16.
What do you mean 16?
My initiative was... Never mind.
How did you roll the initiative?
On that thing, and I got a dice that came up on my screen in this thing that we're actually playing the map on.
Yeah. Grimshaw, Randy, Heimdal. Oh, yeah, it says 16. Yeah, why are you...
No. I thought I rolled 20 for some reason. Never mind.
Okay.
You know what? Actually, maybe it was someone else's dice that came in.
Maybe it knocked yours or something.
Yeah. Never mind. All good.
So you with us, Barnaby?
Yes, but my foundry's still loading. Okay, perfect. There we go. I need to make an intelligence saving throw.
Correct. Right? This creature has leapt at you with its claws out and tried to sort of dig into you. Luckily, though, you're able to kind of swat it away, or you don't take any real damage. It's just superficial scratches. However, you can feel sort of this almost like a spike driven into your brain, even more so with only a 6. And so you're going to take 6 psychic damage. And is your intelligence score higher than a 5?
My intelligence is... Sorry, that's my saving for 13.
Okay. Your intelligence is not reduced to 0.
God, that's good. That would have been really, really shit.
Okay, so yeah, the creature, the octopus creature I mentioned, lets out sort of this. You feel this sort of wave of psychic energy crash over you, and I need Raynar, Barnaby, Heimdal, and Han to make a intelligence saving throw now.
Is it magic?
It is psychic.
Damn
it.
Yeah. Intelligence saving throw. Oh, wait. Wrong one.
So you got a 13, Heimdal. Han got a 21. Barnaby got 11. What does Neverember get? Intelligence saving throw. 13.
What does Randy need to do these things too?
No, he hasn't. He's sort of avoided this cone.
God, he's who we should all inspire to be, really.
He's just out of the cones. You know what I mean? All right, all of you who failed to get a 15 or higher, which is everyone but Han, takes 15 psychic damage.
Oh my god!
Oh.
And you are stunned for 1 minute.
Oh! 1 minute!
However,
Can you explain what stun does, Dan?
Yeah, so stun means you're unable to take actions. You're incapacitated, can't move, and can speak only falteringly. The creature automatically fails any strength or dexterity saving throws, and attacks rolls against the creature have advantage.
Holy shit. But is there any way to get out of stun, or is it just you're there for a minute?
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns.
Okay. God.
Would I be able, use a bardic inspiration on this now, or fair enough if you say too late?
I think it's too late. You didn't charge any of those in. Like no pep talks before you walked into this room. There's plenty of conversation before you rolled initiative. Okay, and this guy. Oh yeah, so he does that, and then he floats away on the breeze. Heimdal. So at the end of your turn, you can make another intelligence saving throw to try and overcome this sort of rocked wave of psychicness that you've experienced.
Done. Fuck yeah. All right. Well, I can do nothing but mutter, right?
Yeah, speak falteringly, I think.
So I can't use a cantrip or... Okay, well, in that case, I'm not going to reveal my plan, and I'm just going to roll my saving throw.
Yeah, in fact, you can't move or do any actions. You're incapacitated as if you were dead. Or
I'm just going to... So a wisdom saving throw, right?
Intelligence.
Intelligence saving throw. Give me something... An 18.
Yeah, so you come to your senses, and when you do, you realize that the squid creature is gone. You maybe kind of just saw it leave the room, but everything was a little bit hazy, right?
Okay.
Okay, it's this guy.
Okay, I clearly can't see. I'm too far out of the door. Can't see anything. I was like, how did that guy hit me?
Okay.
Do I get to do anything after my... At the end? Okay, never mind.
No.
All right, never mind. All good.
The half-orc you see steps out of the darkness here. Randy's going to get an auto attack, get an attack of opportunity here, and I'll say it's an advantage because Grimshar is trying to get out of this darkness.
Beautiful. All right, Randy. Come on, buddy. Oh, yeah. 24, actually.
Yeah, cool. Roll the damage for me. So you can just click the damage button on the right-hand side of the screen in the chat window.
Oh, that's fun.
Alternatively, if you target by targeting the person you're attacking, it should prompt you to and auto tell you if you hit or miss. What is that? 8 piercing damage. There we go. So Grimshar steps out of the darkness, gets tagged by Randy, who is not stunned, and
sorry, it also does 1d6 force damage.
Oh, roll that for me.
Roll that for you.
So /R space 1d6. Is it d6 or d4?
D6.
Okay. So it's a further 5 force damage.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jeez, I tell you, Randy is the MVP of the fancy lads these days.
Okay, 20-foot radius sphere. Let's see. Okay. Han, you and Heimdal, who are not stunned, I guess, see this bright streak of light fly out of Grimshar's hand, as if he's sort of thrown a ping pong ball into the winning cup, and it sort of lands at your feet, and then detonates with a low roar into an explosion of flame.
Can I counterspell? You
are incapacitated.
As a reaction, I can't counterspell? Mutter.
No, unfortunately. Okay. And so I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw, except for you, Paul, because you just instantly fail. But if you can give me a dexterity save for for Randy, that'd be great.
Yo.
Oh, Randy's kicking goals.
Randy is who I want to be.
What the hell was that?
So anyone who failed to hit the DC of 14, which is Heimdal and Barnaby, and let's see, Never Ember as well. Randy's okay. Yeah. Takes 25 fire damage.
Far out.
And those of you who've succeeded, which is Han and Randy, take half as much damage.
So what, 12?
Yeah.
Can I use Hellish Rebuke as a reaction?
Yeah, before that though, I think, are you resistant to fire damage as a tiefling?
My language is Infernal. I can't remember. Where would I check that? Features and traits. The proficiency is okay.
You're looking at D&D Beyond, right?
Yes.
I think on the main page.
Yeah, I'm looking at features and traits.
Yeah, I think you
Class
have
features.
It'll be a racial feature.
Racial trait. Yes, resistance to fire damage.
Cool. So you half that again. So from 12 goes down to 6. So. Oh, did you just put Randy's health on 0, Paul?
Yeah, it was on 48. I typed 48 minus 25 and it came up with 0.
So let's put it back to 48. So if you right-click your token, you see like a little box below. You can click that box and then type minus 12. Enter. And that should update it properly. Does that work?
Remove him. Right-click him. The box that pops up below is health, 48.
Yeah, so then if you click into that little box, type minus 12 and then hit enter. Not 48 minus 12, you just put minus 12.
Right, okay. So make it 48 and then just put, okay, I'm with you.
Wicked.
Oh, look at that.
Couldn't be easier.
Couldn't be easier.
Cool. All right, and Heimdal, did you take your damage?
Yep.
You took the full 25, didn't you?
I have 15 health left.
Oh.
I have 13.
I'm going to update you in Foundry just so we can all see as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, that's his turn. Barnaby, give me a saving throw to break off this.
Can I try and do my reaction?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. You can do your Hellish Rebuke for sure.
Spells. Hellish Rebuke.
Does he have to make a
Wisdom? Sorry, wait.
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Yeah.
Dexterity saving throw.
19.
He has a 19, so he takes half as much damage. Is that right? So instead of 23 damage. Yikes. So instead of 23, he's going to take 11. That's still considerable.
Mm.
Okay, Barnaby, that intelligence saving throw, please. 14, I believe, was not enough.
I think it was a 14.
No, it was a 15 for the Mind Blast.
Was it? I will I'll give myself inspiration.
You're incapacitated. It's as if you're asleep.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. I thought it was just actions we couldn't do. I thought reactions or things. Dang.
No, you've been stunned effectively. Like you just can't even react. You can't do anything, and it's still affecting you. As we move to Han's turn.
All right. So Han's gonna have to move into this room because he can only see one bloke at the moment. He can only see one bloke still.
So standing in front of you is a tiny brain and
tiny
a
brain.
half-orc.
Okay. So, yeah. But I can't see anything in here. That's the direction the Ood went, or Squidward went?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, he's going to use banishment on... No, actually, he won't use that. He's just going to use his old Eldritch Blast to try and push the brain away. Oh, he's right next to me. Oh, that's all right. Is that going to be a disadvantage because it's so small, or?
Yeah, but you didn't really know that walking up, like metagame-wise, so I'll let you do your attacks first if you like, if you want to hit this thing, before you move into melee range with it. You're sort of Harry Pottering, walking forward, letting off blasts as you run forward.
Okay.
19 is definitely going to hit this thing, and it did 5 force damage.
Yeah. I'm going to push it back 10 feet.
Yep.
And I'm going to do the same thing again, but this time on the orc.
Mm-hmm. Half orc. Let's get it right.
Half orc. I keep on doing that. Half orc. 19 to hit. Oh, 22 to hit.
22 will definitely hit. Let's see. No, yeah. 22 will definitely hit. It's well within the realm of hitting, and that's 11 force damage, and that's shoving him back as well, is it?
Yeah.
Cool. So you sort of stepped into the room. Describe to me what that looks like as sort of Han steps out of the fireball effectively.
Yeah. So
mostly uncharred.
So all you see is this, this wall of flame, and like in an action movie, you just see a shadow, emanate from the fire, and then like Neo and Smith in the Matrix, with both hands in gun form, goes pew pew in slow motion, and so it does a barrel roll, just like a forward roll running into the room, and just pot shots the brain, and then pot shots this half orc, pushing him back 10 feet each.
Excellent. He is looking pretty rough, somewhat on the ropes after that.
Can I just say a couple of words of encouragement to the lads?
You certainly can.
He's on the ropes, boys. Gotta finish him off.
All right, and so we'll end Han's turn there. A figure starts running into the room, wielding sort of a big mace, and sort of charging in here. He's what's he gonna do? He's gonna run in here and square up against Randy, but not able to do anything yet. Floon was beginning to be helped up by Raynar, but when Raynar was sort of hit by this psychic blast, Raynar kind of just dropped Floon, and he dropped to the floor like a sack of potatoes, and is quite not on it. Randy, though concerned that his good friend Barnaby is stunned, Randy himself is not. He's fighting fit here. What does he do? Don't tell me we lost Paul again. Well, while we're waiting for Paul, I will just say...
No, sorry, I was here. I was just on mute, and I had to go get my charger.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, cool. So Randy's truly terrified.
Randy, the Fey trickster spirit, is that right?
He's deceitful today.
Oh, deceitful. Fey spirit.
Is there anything that Randy can do to help Barnaby?
I will let Randy give up his action, so give up his attacks effectively, to give Barnaby advantage on the next roll. So he's coming over there, he's providing a bit of hydration, he's giving you some electrolytes, patting down, he's pulled out the moist towel, he's putting that over the forehead, trying to... Would there be a special song that Barnaby would hear that would kind of encourage him to to snap out of it, kind of thing?
Yeah, probably just a sweet lullaby. Actually, one of Barnaby's own songs.
Cried up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, although Randy, he would like to do that, but he's a bit deceitful today. So whilst he goes to offer Barnaby assistance, he then decides, nah, fuck it, and instead jumps up.
He's about to banish me back to the Feywild. I'm going to have fun while I'm here.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he's thinking. And he's going to go up.
This thug is going to try and swing at Randy as Randy runs past, though.
Yep. Not going to cut it. Oh, 15. Oh, yeah, no, that will cut it. Jeez. Okay.
Normal roll. So that's just 4 damage on the Randizzle. I'll update that. That's fine. Apply. Boom. Cool. So Randy rushes forward to the half-orc Magish and claws out, ready to taste human flesh. Do you have to put Randy down after he tastes human flesh? Is it like a dog thing?
Well, it's not ideal, and behavioral experts recommend keeping him away from human flesh for at least 3 weeks following. But he's his own spirit. He's a pretty good dude. So Randy's going to run up and short sword drawn. He's just going to lay into him, I reckon. What do you got, Randy? Oh, Randy.
Bye.
You were the best of us. I hate when the dice it hovered on a 19 and then rolled to 1, and it's like, come on, dice, what are you doing?
Well, look, narratively, it just wasn't meant to be. Randy, a bit of a trickster, sort of skips up to Grumshar here and whispers into his ear, saying, "My master's incapacitated," and just flicks Grumshar in the nose.
He's so concerned. Randy's then going to face step in front of old mate here and move his darkness to cover this space.
Okay. Alrighty. This little creature here is going to jump in, and he's going to try and bite into Randy, or claw into Randy to begin with. So first up, we got the claws. Claws are going to hit, and let's get some damage. As these 2 little clawed feet rack into Randy's arm, slashing him for 6 damage. And now Randy's going to have to make a intelligence saving throw. And he sort of bats off this mental assault. Perhaps this devourer of intellect doesn't have quite the palate for fey creatures. Let's see, Renard is going to try and make his saving throw. So close, but he is still stunned. Squidward, as you mentioned, is gonna do.
Oh, he's running.
Cool. And let's do a. Okay. Heimdal.
Yeah, man. Okay, cool. Am I on? Yeah, okay, cool. So I am going to nudge Barnaby in the back and say, magic stick, grow big, and polymorph Barnaby into a great ape.
Oh, interesting. So in this sort of underground sewer cavern,
He's not going to be able to get out. He's getting stuck in there.
Is it big enough room for a great ape?
Look, he'll be a little bit cramped, but I'm willing to allow it.
Okay.
It's for the spectacle.
Also,
Sorry,
because
I literally feel like I disconnected at the worst time there. I'm cramped.
I want to turn you into a great ape with polymorph.
Oh, thanks, man.
do you know what's great? He can't actually not consent because he's incapacitated. The best kind of consent.
Yeah.
The one when you're incapacitated.
So he's not an unwilling creature.
No, because he can't be
can't
unwilling.
do anything. So I'm going to take this advantage and just
Wow.
slap him on the bum.
Feel somewhat violated here, but that's cool.
Now where's the giant ape? That's right. So I can actually hit. There's a special polymorph button, I think. Here we go. Keep vision, character and token. Keep. Now with polymorph, can you read it to me? Do they keep their physical or? They definitely don't keep their physical ability scores. Does he keep his mental ability scores?
It doesn't actually say. Yeah, okay. So the spell
I think I have in the
transform
past.
you can see within range into a new form. An unwilling creature, blah, blah, blah. The spell has no effect on a shapeshifter, blah, blah, blah. The transformation lasts for the duration or until the target drops to 0 HP. The new form can be any beast, blah, 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 blah. The target's game statistics, including any mental ability scores, are replaced by the statistics of that chosen beast.
There we go. So you become more because I think we've in the past kept your intelligence, but we actually weren't meant to. So you actually become more beast-like in your thinking as well. And
cool.
let's polymorph. I hit this polymorph button, and boom, Barnaby becomes giant ape Barnaby.
Yeah.
Peabody, welcome back, buddy.
Brother.
Peabody is back. It's going to be. I'm going to say this. Is he still stunned though mentally? Actually no. I think his brain has been replaced by. Yeah. I'll allow it.
By the statistics.
Everyone else feels very squooshed into the Barnaby fur, as you sort of fill up this entire cabin.
Good work, Heimdal.
Well done, Heimdal. Heimdal, may I ask why you didn't polymorph yourself? Given your health is also precariously low.
Well, you are used to being an ape, I suppose. I don't know. You're just normally the ape, so I thought I'd chuck it on you.
That's really kind of you, man, and it's great narratively too.
Yeah, I just got to make sure it is the only. Don't want to throw this out for Dan to make thinking about it, but so my plan was to dimensional door out of there and be like, guys, I can put dimensional door up top, but unfortunately, I could only take one of you with me. So
Well, if you can take my dagger, then I can teleport to that.
Oh no shit!
And
this wasn't the conversation had like when I suggested do we just run, was it? Because I disconnected.
I was ready
disconnected
for it.
In that.
I said I was ready for it. But cool. Now that it's my turn, I can make that. I can have that conversation. Yes, I did give that dagger back to you, so you can just.
And I reckon before you polymorphed me, you took it off me.
I was ready. This was my original plan. My original plan was to do this, but
too late now.
Is it?
We can't have this conversation.
You have this conversation after you've polymorphed him, and his equipment does become part of him. I am a harsh and generous DM, all in one. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh,
Heimdal.
Nice, good work. I'm not great at that, but
you're not great at that. But if you can crack a 13, I'll say that you were able to get you see the transformation taking place. And like you see the dagger on his belt and go, ooh, that'd come in handy, and you go to grab it.
Okay, so I got a 15, but I did it in.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see how it is. No, I believe you. I 100% believe you. So you're able to grab the Noctur Stagger, I believe it's called. That as a bit of a recap, and for those who are just joining us. It is a dagger that lets the person attuned to it teleport to it either after throwing it or once per day, just by saying like its word or something. Saying some kind of command word, teleport to it.
Yep. Teleport to Noctur Stagger, I believe, is the command.
Yeah, that's the one. You kept the default settings on the on the router. You were just like, password is password.
The capital P and an exclamation mark at the end, though, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to take flung, I suppose, just so y'all know. And what did you say you could do, Han? James?
Oh, I can cast darkness over a massive area.
And that helps you get out of the underground.
Yeah, so well, I can basically, it's like a smoke bomb. So I could drop it over everybody, and then have a telepathic link to Flung and Raynar, and if I can get to them, or I suppose I don't know if I can navigate them through the darkness, telepathically.
So I can teleport someone. Okay, so here we go. Dan, you might be able to explain this. So I have benign transposition. Sorry. It says you can use your action to teleport up to 30 feet, and I believe that have we underground? Are we more than 10 meters underground?
Do you have to be able to see your position?
Well, the question first of all is, are we more than 10 meters underground?
10 meters is a lot, isn't it? I don't think you'd be that deep. I don't think. Good.
So, because it says you can teleport to up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space that you can see, or you can choose to swap places with one smaller willing creatures within range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you have a willing?
Okay. Well, the willing creature may be any one of my mates, like for example, Han.
Yep.
And then I can do another teleportation out.
Yeah, it sounds like if you think it'll work, absolutely. I reckon the distances sound fine. I don't think you're that far down. As long as you don't have to see the creature that you're swapping with or whatever, right? Because you'll be on street level.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course, as you can see in Foundry, there are doors in this area, and there are other corridors and things like that. So there certainly are options to explore and whatnot. But if you want to, I don't know the mechanics of your plan. I'm assuming it's you're going to get out somehow, swap him out so you're back in, and then you get out again. Is that
correct?
What I'm gathering?
That's awesome. The plan.
But we've got Flung and Raynar to get out as well.
Well, Flung's my priority. Okay.
Yeah, fuck Raynar. I have no emotional attachment to Neverember whatsoever.
Copy that. He's just a bloke.
Also, I'm a bit of a great ape right now, and I imagine it would be very hard for them to hit anyone behind me. So, if we did want to stay here and fuck shit up, we may be able to. But then again, the main villain seems to have some pretty badass.
But also, the main villain just bailed.
Did he though? Because he just hit us through a fucking wall.
Did he?
He did.
He's somewhere.
He ran away, and then we all got stunned from nowhere, from where we couldn't see him. He cone of colded through.
It was a psychic blast. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's fucking us up from afar. I don't know if he's gone.
That's
so.
And he was floating, so you couldn't hear footsteps.
I'm happy to bail.
Cool. Yeah.
But that being said, I've kind of prepared to fight at the moment.
Mm.
It was my instant reaction was to fight.
You got like 13 health.
Yeah, I do. I got 15 health. But that was when you said, "Are we going to bail?" I was like, "I'm prepared to bail, just so you know." But we decided to fight, and then now I'm on like fuck all health, and we all got stunned, and there were rounds that we couldn't do anything. Point is, I'm still prepared to bail, but it looks like we were fighting. So fight away. I'll take my turn next. I'm done this turn.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Let's suss this out.
All right, from the other room. You see a hobgoblin step forward with a heavy crossbow, and expecting some kind of incursion. He is somewhat caught off guard by the obviously the giant ape, the King Kong gorilla in the middle of underground in the sewers with no obvious way of how it got here. He's gonna try and shoot it at Barnaby. 2 attacks with his crit. Oh, first one close to a crit is going to hit, and that is 7 damage on you, Barnaby.
I got a Pete. I'll be back.
All right, and then he unloads. He it has some sort of like automatic. Or it's a repeating crossbow, so I assume it has some kind of like auto loading function, and he's able to fire off a second round here. The second one hitting Barnaby the Ape for 4 damage. Do you want me to remove that health, Paul?
No, all good, man. I did it.
You got it?
Thank
Perfect.
You. Yep.
Cool. Grumsha is still back here. Where's... oh, yeah, you got... I was like, where's Randy? I thought Randy was up in his grill, but no. Randy is teleported back. Grumsha is also surprised, if you can believe it. But he's still kind of miffed about this whole Randy situation. So I'm just going to move you so I can target Randy here. And he's going to fire off bolts at Randy. And he's going to cast Grumsha's Magic Missile. And for 14 damage on Randizzle.
Damn, Randy.
Oh, no, sorry, it was 12 damage and takes him down to 14. My bad. Cool. Another hobgoblin steps out.
Where are they coming from?
Also really fucking surprised. This one's got a bow and arrow, though. And he's going to let off this longbow shot at Barnaby, but it just goes... I don't know how it goes wide. I don't know how it doesn't hit
How
a
does
giant
he
ape. Yeah. He is so surprised. He's walks around the corner, arrow on the string, lets it fly just as soon as he sees the great ape, and it just clangs into the roof. Peabody, you're up.
Alright, Avery is sick of this shit. He's going to run up on his way through. Tell me how I can do this, Anne. If I'm running forward, so before they have a chance for an opportunity attack, if I attack them, try to dash this guy out of the way, would I then be able to continue running, avoiding an opportunity attack?
So you can force your way through a hostile creature by overrunning them.
So I get 2 fist attacks. So what I'm thinking is I run through, use one of the fist attacks on old mate, and then continue to run through, avoiding an opportunity attack.
Sure, I'll allow it. You kind of barrel through these things. The first attack you try and do on the archer here, is that right?
Yep.
You kind of step on / squoosh into the walls a little bit. This thug, and Floon is kind of underneath the Peabody nutsack a little bit as you try and make your way so daintily through this underground cavern.
I am trying to attack. Is it an action? Action, multi-attack.
I think
default sheet roll. Okay.
If you go into your inventory in your sheet, there should be a fist and a rock. The
awesome.
Foundry has transformed you and replaced all your stats.
Yep. Oh, geez, that's shocking. How's that 13 to hit, old mate?
13 is not enough, I'm afraid.
No. Of course not.
I'm afraid for him, though. Not for you. I think you'll be fine.
So I suppose I run forward, swat at that bloke. He dodges out of the way just in time. I run up to Grimshar and just lay into him. Or maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, my God.
Oh, dude.
Shit. All right, so if we can go back to the start of my turn, and I'll just say I completely and utterly waste my turn and pass on to whoever's next in initiative.
So you charge forward. I'm going to say you're going to take some attacks here, though, as you've sort of as you've kind of squeezed through these creatures, or these thugs, these Xanathar thugs. They're obviously getting swings at you, trying to punch at you as you sort of squish them up against the walls. It's mostly actually just going to be this guy, because the other one is no, he can't get a good shot in, as he's just got a bunch of Barnaby butt in his face. Han, what is Han's reaction to this display?
Well, after the great ape sort of pushes past him, and I've just got a great big great ape butt in my face with sneaky ball sack hanging out the bottom. He just, I want to say, what does a 30-foot cone look like coming out of me directed in this direction? I divided a 30-foot. It says 30-foot cone, whatever that is.
So on the left-hand side, if you click measurement tools, there's like which is that.
Oh, there is a cone.
Yeah, there's an arrow that's a cone, and so you can draw that out from yourself.
Oh yeah. All right. If I use fear, I can't tell. Oh, okay, so wait, is that for me? Oh, I'm drawing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm gonna have to delete them in a second. 30-foot cone. So who do I get? I get everyone, except for the guy around the corner there, Sneaky McSneak. All right. So I'm gonna cast fear in a 30-foot cone. Do I get that chick on the right-hand side there? I can't tell. There's too much hate in the way.
Let's see. Which one? The one? This one?
This one.
It's hard to tell, isn't it? Because you've drawn like 1,000 lines.
Sorry.
That's all right. Let's just turn it. So it's from you.
Yeah.
Whoops. And you want to make a cone.
30-foot cone.
Yeah. And you want it to
encompass as many people as possible, really.
Yeah. So like that, I think would work.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that all creatures or all like hostiles?
It is. In each creature. Does that mean all my friends as well?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Peabody. And who else is in there?
Randy
and Peabody.
Potentially Neverember as well, actually.
Oh, fuck. All right,
can't
maybe not.
help but feel targeted by this, mate. No, go for it. Randy's going to die shortly, and I've got...
Because it makes them drop what they're holding, so they drop all their weapons if they fail on a wisdom save.
Okay.
If he doesn't have any weapons, and Randy is he's a fate, he's going to die, and he comes back with his weapons.
You also have to run away. That's the problem, and you can't run towards me, so I'm probably not going to do that. Yes.
It's like, Peabody, you stay there. I'm out.
Yeah, no, I'm probably not going to do that because everyone has to run away, and that's not going to work. So, in that case, what's black tentacles? Sorry, I was planning. I'd set up my whole attack around that ranged area, to 20 square foot ebony tentacles. When a creature enters the affected area, oh shit, which means it's going to fuck everyone else up as well. When a creature enters the area, so that means my friends as well, doesn't it? All right, then it's going to be good old Eldritch Blast then. You can I delete? I just want to delete that cone. It says reload application. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to do my Eldritch Blast on old mate here. First one. Pew! Yeah. Does he survive that?
How do you want to do this?
So it's just one of those overly graphic headshots where it's just like a, and the head's just gone, and then it's just onto the knees, and then down.
Yeah. Excellent.
And then the second shot will be on the that chick.
Yep.
The girl.
Sure.
Pew. Oh.
No luck. It's just hard to see, actually, especially, I was going to say, an attack on that one would actually be a disadvantage because there's a globe of dark. Oh, no, wait, no, you have, actually, you would have advantage on that attack because you can see through the darkness.
Yes, okay.
So make that again for me, that attack.
Yeah. Oh.
Let's see, 13 is enough. This person is not heavily armored at all. We'll take the 7 damage there.
And push him back 10 feet.
Okay. Cool.
I'm just going to grab a drink. BRB.
Yep. Barnaby, as you're the only thing these guys can reach, the thug here that was sort of pushed back by Han's bolts tries to hit you with its mace. First one misses as they're just obviously just thrown off their balance by flying back of these eldritch blasts and can't land a single hit. Floon is still sort of come to his senses somewhat, and he's stood up and he's trying to sort of get Reynar's attention, asking, "Reynar, my friend, what chaos is this?" And trying to like slap him about the face, like, "Reynar, look at me. Are you okay?" And so Reynar's going to get advantage on his attack. Randy's turn though.
Oh, Randy. Did that mate get killed or pushed back? Oh, it's pushed back. I see it over there. Okay. Randy.
Now there is an intellect devourer next to Randy, if you remember.
An intellect arrow?
Oh, the
little brain.
Oh, that
brain. The
I
brain.
forgot about. Yep. All right. Cool. Randy is not going to go anywhere then, and instead he's going to attack that brain. Get the brain. Get him, Randy.
I mean, if it helps, the brain is a lot less interested in you now, Barnaby, that you have less intelligence.
So that's a 16.
That'll definitely hit.
All right, Randy. Do your damage, Randy. Randy, why would you damage?
Is the damage button still there?
It is, but it's not. It's not buttoning.
Interesting. Order roll damage. Let's just go always.
I'll just roll. So 1d6 plus 3, so 2 plus 3, 5, and then 1d6 force damage, so 5, and 6 is 11.
Okay, this thing is not looking good. Brain juices are starting to leak out of it, and one of its claws, one of its paws looks maybe broken. from this onslaught. What does Randy do?
Randy base steps onto Aperby's shoulder.
I don't think there's a lot of room above Aperby on his shoulder. I think Aperby is hunched.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, all right. In that case, Randy is just going to... these guys are... oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong guy. Get away, Aperby. These guys are archers, I suppose, so Randy will jump in behind here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, it's within his range. And darkness on old mate here. So he... Oh no! Okay.
What was that?
Oh, I've just seen something. Seen something in this room, guys. Randy's seen something.
Yeah. So as Randy teleports in, he sees sort of a grey dwarf sneaking around in this corner. But I don't think anyone else really sees it. So
No.
y'all don't know what you don't know. Han, this devourer is coming after you now, seeing as
yeah.
because you're next to it with juicy thoughts running through your brains.
What about Raina? Raina's not near it?
Raynar seems incapacitated at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, whoops. That's the attack missed. I need you to make a intelligence saving throw, please, Han.
Come on. Die!
Oh, no.
That's 10 psychic damage. And what's your intellect score?
When you say intellect score,
I see yours is a 17.
this is 17, yes.
Okay, your intellect is not reduced to 0.
No, thank God.
Raynar is going to try and bust out of this this nonsense. He's got advantage thanks to his good friend Floon. Why did that not roll? Okay, let's just... No, that didn't roll either. This thing sometimes it's just doesn't like the cut of my jib. Can we move? There we go. Here we go.
Did you just roll for me?
Oh yeah, I think it might have triggered to ask you for that int roll, and then it kind of held everything up while you did it through D&D Beyond. That's all good. Intelligence saving throw for old mate Raynar. Yes. All right, he's back in action. Cool.
Can't Raynar, pull your weight.
The grey dwarf comes out to stab Randy, but Randy is not surprised to see him, as his roll was pretty shit. His sneak attack. And so is his regular attack, apparently. Heimdal.
All right. Here we go. So we're around the corner. One step to check out the... Okay, where's that dude?
He's like under Barnaby's butt.
Okay. So I'll move in nice and close.
Mm-hmm.
So he's here, right?
Yeah. If we
cool.
Let's put him here just so you can see.
All right. So I tell the guys my plan, which I explained to them last time.
Mm-hmm.
Explain it to me again, just so that I can be on top.
I'm gonna get us the fuck out of here because we've taken a lot of damage, and I can. So my plan is to dimensional door out with old Flumes here. Yeah. And then Barnaby can teleport. Actually, you know what? I'll come back down. I'll swap places I'll do my benign transposition with Han to bring him up top. So then we'll have both Flume and Han up top. And then I'll dimensional door again. And
All right.
I can take Raina, and then Barnaby as the Great Ape can teleport in with his dagger.
Cool.
Is that one?
I love it. So on your... Well, no, I think it's going to be a couple of turns. So,
It's a couple of terms, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets us out, all of us out.
Mm-hmm.
so on this turn, though, you run up, grab Floon, who's like helping his buddy Raynar. He's like, oh my god, I can't believe you came to save me. And, yes, I've helped you shake off this kind of stunned effect. And you just run up and like put a hand on Floon.
Yeah, so you know Saving Private Ryan, how everyone goes in to save Private Ryan and lots of people die. That's what Floon is. Floon is Private Ryan. Our mission is to get him out.
Yep.
And Raina understood that when he signed up for this shit. So
yep.
I'm gonna get him out first with Dimensional Door. So the way I cast Dimensional Door is by essentially I describe a direction, which in this case is going to be up.
Yep.
And I'm going to say 45 feet.
Sure.
And me and a willing creature, I nod at Flume. Now that I've explained the deal with everyone, teleport 45 feet directly up.
Okay. Floon and Heimdal disappear.
Out of curiosity, how far above the ground do I pop out? Because I gave myself 45 feet for, I'm going to fall a little bit. That's fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Because I didn't want to pop out.
Yeah, you don't want to pop out like in the road.
Yeah.
I think you... Actually, give me an Arcana check.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to do that in... Oh, my character's gone. All right,
I'll
do it
sorry,
in...
there you are. You're still here. There you go.
Where am I? Oh, yeah, cool. Arcana. I'm pretty good. I'm going to give myself advantage. No, I'm not.
Yeah, so I think you get it pretty spot on. You land pretty high. The only downside you get, which is not even that much of a downside because that's an incredible roll, is you and Floon arrive like at eye level to each other above the ground, but then you obviously drop like an extra 5 feet.
Yeah, true.
You aimed it like your head was the where you needed to like go, not your feet or whatever. It's just a weird quirk of the spell.
That's all right. I'm okay with that. So I suppose, yeah, go.
So you look around and see the streets of Waterdeep. Let me have a look where you're likely to be. I think I actually have like where you are.
Yeah, nice.
So you're in sort of an alleyway behind a brewery. A small, like what looks like a small sort of family-run brewery and tavern. You can smell sort of freshly caught fish and sort of maybe day-old fish in the air as well. And yeah, you kind of make out, you get your bearings and things like that. You actually, I think you probably arrive in the tavern.
Nice.
In this sort of it's more brewery than tavern. Like it's got a cellar door where there's like a bit of drinking you could do, but mostly it's brewing vats and stuff like that.
So I hand Floon, because I know he's a drinker, I hand him some copper or some silver, whatever it is, to get some beverages and say, go get 5 pints.
Mhm.
And I end my turn there.
Cool. Excellent. Back to the sewers.
I think that's all I got.
I mean, you have movement and you have an action. I'm going to say for now, you don't see anyone in this sort of brewery area.
Well, I don't want to move because I got to be within 30 feet, and I'm going to be coming back to Han. Hans, sure. I gotta remember where he is.
Yep.
Geographically. Yep.
Okay.
Specific with my directions and times.
The hobgoblins are going to try and take a shot at Randy. It will be at a disadvantage though, as he's Randy's up in his grill. But he hits him, and he hits him for a whole 11 damage. Now second attack.
One of those rolls a 6. I thought.
No, 9 and a 15. I think the dice can bump each other, but like the dice roll that it goes off is the one in the chat.
And he has a +5, does he? Yeah.
So it was dead on his AC for that one.
Yeah.
Second attack from the repeating crossbow is going to miss though. Grimshire is dead. There's a hobgoblin archer essentially under you, Barnaby. He's going to try and take a shot at you, also with disadvantage. That still hits. And you take 9 piercing damage as sort of under your right thigh, this sort of just arrow bolt strikes in from close, from point blank range.
Don't like that.
It's your turn.
That's not fun. Yeah. Oh, that dude is going to regret that. My gosh, is he going to regret it? Hopefully. Who knows? He may not. Let's see what happens. 16 hit him.
It does, just. So you smack down into that studded leather armor, showing him what for.
Damage.
Is it not next to the fist?
No, it's not.
Interesting. I wonder if
there it is. Sorry. Yep. Found it. My bad. I didn't expand it. 29 damage.
Whoa!
How do you want to do this?
Oh, just...
So this guy is terrified. He looks up, shoots Barnaby under the thigh. Peabody goes, "Whoa!" and just starts pummeling this dude underneath him. Kind of like that knee-jerk reaction to like a mosquito.
Yeah.
You know, he's felt a mosquito bite him, and he's just started smacking the general direction it came in.
Is this Donkey Kong Smash Bros, like the double pound on the ground?
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And when he's satisfied that Mozzie's dead, he's going to gallop over to his
you can't
mate
fit
over
through
here.
that doorway.
Well then, can he reach him?
Reach through for a slap, sure. I'll allow it.
Oh, you're a fair and kind DM.
5 foot arm reach, I reckon that's pretty straightforward for a giant ape.
Oh, that's gonna hit.
Yeah. So this hobgoblin's turned around with his repeating crossbow, and he's unloading bolts into and at Randy. Randy's trying to block and dodge, weave, dive, duck, and dodge as many as he can. And just out of nowhere, the fist of Barnaby reaches through the doorway, can't even get his whole shoulders in, and just plants this guy into the concrete as if he's reverse pulling up a turnip. Sorry,
yeah, no, that's good. I like that. I was going to say he reaches through, grabs him King Kong style, and then just starts beating him against the wall and the
throttling
ground, like the Hulk. Yeah. In the Avengers.
Good. Yeah. We have a Peabody.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that those are your 2 attacks, I believe?
That's it. Yeah.
We get Han's turn. Han, I believe. What is the range on your telecommunications, and do you have to be able to see them?
Is that be a traits, or is that going to be that's?
I think it's a
you can
class.
telepathically speak to any creature within 30 feet of you.
All right, so I'd say like you're probably like just in range to still speak with Heimdal, but like the line's a bit crackly.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm not saying you need to.
Yeah. I can let him know that APB's wrecking some stuff here. Great. Doing a very good job. So is this little brain creature still here, isn't it?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to use vampiric. I'm going to use vampiric touch on it.
Yep, 13 will definitely hit, and 16 damage, is it?
Yes, and
Yeah,
I siphon
more than enough.
off some health.
Cool.
Do I get healed? How much do I get healed for? You cycle of life, makes release. On hit, it takes 3d6. And you get a point equal to half the amount of necrotic damage. What was that? 16? So 8.
It only had 4 health. So you're going to get 2 health back.
Oh.
Makes sense. It's shit, but it makes sense.
I was hoping to get some health, but that's okay. So I basically, I pick up this little brain, and it just starts to blacken and decay until it just sort of, just the Marvel kind of disintegration of like coal dust in my hands.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so it falls apart. You feel some of its energy, some of its life force drain into you. But it's only a taste. It's like you've just got the dregs. It's nothing to slake that thirst. Anything else from you? Would you like to move?
Do I have? Yeah, because I can. That.
I mean, there's a door next to you.
Yeah, I might sneak around here enough so that I can still do my Eldritch Blast around the corner if I need to. There's a door there.
You just opened the door.
That's the second time Dan's referenced the doors. I think he might subtly want us to open the doors.
Mate, I'm only redescribing them because your characters would be aware that there are doors.
Yeah, because I can't see those doors due to the blackness, really. Stay open. Yeah. I'm just going to step in here, get some cover.
Cool.
What do I see? It looks like some broken crates.
Yeah, so this looks like a makeshift kind of dungeon. There's a bunch of straw on the ground and some sort of basic bedding. There's even sort of the desiccated corpse of a humanoid creature seemingly tied to the back wall there.
Okay.
That's your whole jam. The thug is going to come in swinging with that mace. 2 mace attacks to Barnaby's back. First one's going to miss. Second one is going to hit. And we'll clobber you with a full-on 4 bludgeoning damage. How do you like them apples, Peabody?
Oh! Jeez. That bug's gonna fucking be a squish mosquito in a second.
Flume upstairs with you, Heimdal, in the brewery, sort of takes the beer that you've handed him. As anyone, when you kind of shove a beer into their hand, just sort of takes it and goes, "Okay, sure."
I gave him coins.
You gave him coins. My bad. So he takes the coins.
He's getting beers.
And he looks around and he sort of wanders off to the cellar door.
Gets a table.
Gets a table. Flags down a couple of halflings who are serving drinks there. You and he kind of sits down, looks quite bewildered, quite beaten up, but probably cheery to have a couple of coins in his pocket. Randy's turn.
Randy, being fully aware of his mortality as most Fae. Well, actually, most Fae wouldn't be because they live for fucking ever, pretty much.
Also, this is like if he dies here, I don't think he dies, right? Like he just goes back to the Fae.
Yeah, but he's quite theatrical. You know, he likes to experience this death because he's thousands of years old. He doesn't know what it's like. So that's the reason he keeps coming back, because he wants to try to feel mortal. Boom, backstory for Randy. So he's going to, really ham it up, and maybe even, does Shakespeare exist in this world? And
if he does, he's a pale imitation of the real bard, Barnaby.
Exactly right. The immortal bard. No, it's actually Barnaby. So Randy is
I think there's a very famous Tarnaby who's written a bunch of plays, though.
Shit, can't. Shocking.
Yeah.
So after employing all the theatrics, Randy's then going to have a stab at the dwarf mate with his short sword. He's going, oh jeez, yeah, go Randy, go Randy, go Randy, go. And damage that he rolls, that's right. Oh. So that's a 5. And then 3 force damage, so 8 damage all up.
Mm-hmm. This Duragar looks quite hardy, and obviously takes that sort of damage in full. Randy's kind of ducking around, prancing, doing a bit of the old on guard, almost like play sword fighting, but still getting the nicks in. But this grey dwarf doesn't seem too impressed.
Randy
Raina,
is going to he's going to move his darkness to him.
Oh yeah. To here, or to on this creature.
Actually, this time he may be doing it a bit differently. Randy's going to face step away and put the darkness on himself.
Mm-hmm.
So what Randy's hoping has happened is that he's jumped during the face step. He wants the Duragar to think that he's just disappeared.
Yeah.
And you can't really see him, but yeah, we can focus on that later if we need to.
Excellent. Raina rushes forward with his rapier, and seeing that his buddy Floon is gone, is safe, is going to try and assault the thugs that have so rudely beat the shit out of him and his friend. Now let's get hit. It's 5 damage there. He attacks again. Slicing him up much more prominently this time, and one more time.
Jeez, this guy has like no AC, does he?
No. So he sort of rushes forward behind your back, Peabody, as you're kind of reaching through, throttling this hobgoblin. Now that Raynar's got his senses about him, he sort of comes up into the Marquis de Fantaylor rapier pistol grip stance, and sort of shuffles forward a bit of the on guard black knave, and slices up this thug.
Oh yeah.
And the thug goes down dead.
Yeah.
The Durgar, having seen that its main quarry, Randy, has disappeared, it turns its attention to you, Peabody. And is this an action? It is an action. The Duragar starts growing as well, and increasing its size, including everything it's wearing, and becomes one size larger. How do I?
scares me.
With 2. Boom, and it draws 2 short swords that are now as big as would have been as big as your arm probably before you transformed. But that's his whole action. Heimdal.
Okay, so my next move is to
give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh wait, I don't have my character, so I'm gonna do it on this one.
Oh yeah, I'll make you visible here just so you can.
Okay.
But we know you're not really there.
That's okay. Perception 14.
That's not bad. You look around, and amongst all the sort of the beer vats, the brewing vats, you spot a trapdoor.
Okay.
It's sort of half hidden, but behind some crates. But you definitely spot a trapdoor.
Okay, but I'm still up in the.
You're still up in the brewery, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I still want to teleport. Use. Well, I mean, I do I want to waste my action checking out this trapdoor that could lead to nowhere?
What would Heimdal do?
Yeah.
WWHD, you know what I mean?
Man, Heimdal's got a plan.
Yeah.
So
Heimdal's not the kind of gnome that changes his plan halfway through.
Not on half-baked ideas. So I'm just going to go with... I'm not...
You're not falling for this DM nonsense.
No. I know this is going to work, so I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah.
So I use Benign Transposition, and I swap places with a willing creature, which is can I try and swap places with Rando or whatever his name is?
Raynar,
yeah.
Absolutely. Now this Benign Transportation, I don't see it on your Foundry spell list.
It's because it's
it's a feature of your...
Yeah, it's a feat that I took.
30 feet to an unoccupied... Alternatively, you can choose a space within range that is occupied. Yeah, so the alternative doesn't actually stipulate you have to be able to see it. That's interesting.
Correct. It's just within range.
Okay, yeah, I'm willing to let that play as it lie. So you, through the, the homebrew rule of Han having a group telephone call, which is not actually how Old One telepathy works, but we do because it's I like it. And
well, I told him my plan in advance.
Yeah. And Raynar feels the tingles of an incoming teleportation call. And having done his job, he seems pretty happy to
boot out with. Now he's with his buddy.
Yep. So he. What does it look like when they trade places? Is it sort of like is it like a portal teleports out? Is it like the Ori?
It is simply instant transmission. No, it's kind of like fingers to head, teleport, swap places.
Yeah, and he disappears obviously without that, and then Heimdal appears in the same instant.
There's a slight delay.
Slight delay, yeah.
There's a slight delay between changing places. One moment you're there, and then there's a moment where they're both gone, and then materializes. And
if we could pause time, there's that moment where you pass each other in the web of the arcane, in the weave, if you will, passing in opposite directions. You fist bump on the way through.
Yeah.
And Heimdal, you appear in this room, surrounded by dead bodies, staring at a giant ape's butt.
Ready to go.
And it seems to be squaring off a giant dwarf.
Yeah. So surprised that
giant
everything
dwarf, which is like look
dealt with,
person
actually.
size.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that was my action, so I'm just going to use my movement to back out to kind of where I know, and I guess I come past the door and see Han, and I guess I'll probably come back a little bit more. I'd still like to stay within eyesight of Han. Didn't close the door on him.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Here, I stop right here.
Cool.
And I say, "You're next. We'll get out of here."
Copy that.
Well, okay, I'm an ape. I say I am an ape.
Was that cool? Han, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to use Crown of Madness on old mate giant dwarf, man-sized dwarf. So, yes, he's going to make me...
That just like okay, yeah.
Sorry, what?
No. You do. My understanding of Crown of Madness is that they just need to attack the closest thing to them.
Well, of a target that I choose.
Nice.
Awesome.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. Go for it.
Barnaby, or I should say Paul, is right here though, in that. So the charm target must use its action before moving to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that you mentally choose. But the target can act normally if you choose no creature or if none are within reach. So you can do this, but you're just probably making it force. You're making it attack Barnaby.
Oh, okay.
The one you might be thinking of is Dissonant Whispers, that forces them to run away.
Yes, okay. I'll use that one then. May target make a wisdom saving throw, fail to save, 3d6 psychic damage, must run away.
Yep.
On its turn, right?
It uses its reaction to do so, but it also means Barnaby gets a free attack.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's do that. Dissonant Whispers.
Now, is this this is not being charmed. Okay, so it makes a wisdom saving throw.
Let me just cast it.
Yeah. Whew.
Oh.
Does it take half damage?
It takes 3. Doesn't move into another danger. I just think it fails, maybe. Hold on. I'm just going to push it into the here.
Yeah, it's up here. On a failed save, on a successful save, it takes half as much damage. So it takes 11 psychic damage here. There we go.
And he doesn't have to run away.
Correct.
Okay, that was good. I did something.
Yeah, you did. That's decent damage.
Randy's turn.
Oh, Randy is going to jump out, and he really wants to fight the urge to say, "You thought I was gone, however, here I am from the darkness."
So you're saying he fights that urge, and you can see that he wants to say that, or does he fail to fight that urge and he yells it?
I don't know. I reckon he's got a roll for that.
Okay, probably a wisdom saving throw.
That's fair. Yeah.
He's saying it to himself.
Yeah. He's saying it to himself, yes. Back from the brink of death. Bring you to yours. And he is going to have a crack with his short sword. Come on, Randy. You're the best of us. Oh, 12's not going to cut it, is it?
12 is not going to cut it.
12 is not going to cut it. So Randy's then going to face step back to his darkness.
You just get to do that all the time, Misty Step.
I suppose, right? Like, he can face step at the end of every turn.
Oh, yeah, crazy.
Let me double check that so I'm not cheating.
That's
but yeah, that's my understanding.
Here's a Fey trickster nonsense guy.
As a bonus action, the Fae can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space it can see.
Cool. Yeah, as long as it
a
doesn't say
bonus
like
action.
once per day or anything.
No, none of that.
It's
So
fine. It is a Fae friend. The camera cuts to all this nonsense. Randy running in, attacking, dancing back out, teleporting away back into the darkness, and we cut to Raynar and Floon sitting at a brewery table. They've just got delivered a small plate of chips, and they're looking a bit worse for wear, a little bit shell shocked. I'm
sure they're enjoying the beers though.
Yeah, what kind of beers would they be, Steve?
Well, they weren't the cheapest ones, but I think they were definitely wetting the whistle.
Yeah.
Like the type of beers that they were, after all they've been through, are exactly what they wanted. Like, how can they go from hell to heaven in such a short period of time?
Something crisp, something that just like really cuts through it all, and just wakes them up a little bit. And Floon winces a little bit as he takes a swig, as sort of the beer mixes with the blood in his mouth from the beating he's taken. But he swallows it like a champ and just sort of grits his way through it.
The second mouthful, though, no blood. It's
no
great.
Blood, all better.
Yeah. Yep.
The Dadagar, he's got his two short swords, and he comes in as a whirl of blades at you, Barnaby. Wow. I mean, a whirl of blade, then. Yeah. 15 damage.
I think Barnaby just came back.
No, I'd tell a lie. It's not 15 damage. It's 6 damage. I think it's adding in... oh, wait, while enlarged. No, that's correct. We keep losing Paul a little bit today.
Yeah, I've actually figured it out. It's whenever Michelle uses the microwave downstairs, it interrupts. No, seriously. She's been getting
weird.
up to...
That's
to put a
deduction.
To put her heat pack in the microwave because she's been having this neck pain. And she's done it 3 times, and I've disconnected 3 times. So it has to be that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you worked that out with such a poor intelligence score.
Sorry, what did I miss? I just came back.
9 piercing damage as the Duragar tries to hit you with one of the swords, but you're able to just parry it out of the way despite its bigger size. But one, it sort of gets into your side there and slices into you.
Jumps in. Cool.
Cool. Heimdal.
All right. So, I guess at this stage, I kind of scooch in a little bit. I look up to Han and give him the nod. And is Han looking back at me?
Yep, Han's ready to go.
All right, cool. So
Peabody lets out just a sigh that you interpret as, I'm going to stay here, guys. I got shit to do.
No, you follow us. You got, as soon as we're up there, you can teleport up with your knife.
I can. I certainly can.
All right, so before I dimensional door out, I give a little hat tip to Appleby and be like, we'll see you soon, buddy.
Yeah. Appleby's like, I got some shit to work through. I got some demons to exercise here.
Yeah. Let your rage out while you're down here, man. Let go. No one is going to judge you down here. So
I can't do it on the street. Captain Staggart said I can't do it on the street. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Release the beast. And on that note, I dimensional door out with Han.
Cool.
Or before I go, I say there is a tavern with beer and people who would love to hear your songs. But more importantly, there's beer available.
Appleby says, songs? What?
I realize that probably in your current state you couldn't be fucked about being a bard right now. So, beer. Let's just focus on the beer. Get on the beers.
Oh, beers.
So Heimdal and Han, dimension door, pop into the into the brewery upstairs. Heimdal, Han, you look around. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Heimdal, but you did take the dagger off Peabody.
Yes. Yep.
Cool. And
I got a sleight of hand above 30.
Yeah, excellent. Cool. So, so you and Han cruise over and sit at the table there. Floon had got a couple of extra drinks for you. Understanding your plan. There's a couple of he already ordered for you.
How far away is if I cut my concentration spell on Barnaby? Is he ready to teleport now? Because I kind of don't want an ape teleporting into the pub.
You're pretty confident that he wouldn't be able to say the command word without transforming back?
The command word, unless he transforms? He
did a human mouth.
Okay. Well, I cut the concentration spell. So he's turns back into Barnaby, yeah.
Oh,
and at that point, I pick up a second beer and hold it out to where I think he's going to, and hold the dagger out and the beer at the same time, waiting for him to come.
Oh, damn it.
Barnaby, you shrink down from big Peabody going from being larger, locked in combat with this Duragar, to shrinking down, like turning back into Bruce Banner as this as the Hulkbuster is holding you, kind of thing. And you become smaller and smaller.
Swollen eyes and a bleeding lip.
You go back to being incredibly injured.
That is very funny. That is very, very funny. And to respect that, I will come. I say the words. What was it? Noctur Stagger transport.
And you, in a flash of crystals, you appear. Excuse me, spat some of my chips. You appear, one hand curled around the dagger that Heimdal is holding out in the air, and in front of you, held up by his other arm, directly underneath your nose, is a tankard of beer.
I reluctantly grab the beer and down it in one swig.
It may not have been the most graceful of exits, but
hey, we accomplished our mission, which was to get to Floon.
Yeah, and who knows what sort of untold nasties we're going to await us as we tried to exit through the labyrinth of the demon's lair.
Look, that's a really good point, but there was only one more baddie, and there were three of us, or if you include Randy, and me as the Great Ape. We really could have taken him and just had a bit of a rummage around. Who knows what else we would have found.
You could not have rummaged very much as a Great Ape, I must say. And who knows what would have surprised us. So I see where you're coming from. If you want, we can wait an hour and I'll teleport you back down there, because I'm pretty sure it's directly below us.
Actually, that's a really good point. Let's remember, commit it to memory exactly where we are.
Yep.
Yeah. So we can maybe that needs to be written down.
30 feet, give or take.
What we're forgetting is that the thespian of the group is still stuck down in the sewers. Randy jumps out and says, my final performance, my monologue. And it's Randy versus Duragar.
I love it. Randy will get to act first if Randy's going to go out in a hail of blades here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's gonna just jump in head first.
Do you? I'm wondering if I need to give everyone else permission to see Randy, because Twitch chat can't. Configure permission. Observer. Cool. Yeah.
I've lost Randy now.
He's here.
I can't click on him.
Oh. Paul, I have you as his owner. I mean, can you ever truly own?
I can't see anything. All the tokens are gone from the map. The map's just kind of in a weird, dull color.
Me too. So I see where we were before, but it's like there's a fog of war of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me sheet token. Representative actor Randy Face Spirit. Okay. Well, you tell me what Randy would do, and
Randy says that. My final performance, the ultimate monologue, and a disappointing partner to share the last dance with, and he runs forward, short sword in hand, to attack. Randy.
He misses, and the Duragar kind of turns, seemingly confused about what had just happened. And you feel, Barnaby, in your... Oh, no, wow. This dance...
Oh, look, no, it's... Yeah, I think he gets him.
Yeah.
I think he gets... Yeah.
We're just going to be here all day. There's a bit of a ballet of swords, a lot of clang of steel, but after a few seconds, you can only imagine that this Duragar has sunk its giant short sword into Randy's chest, and Randy, through coughing up blood, blood across his sharp fey teeth, just pulls the blade in closer, and just says to this Duragar, "Adieu," and then turns into butterflies.
I love it. Telepathically, he says to Barnaby, "That was real fun, man. I'll see you next time."
That's right. All right. So you guys are in a tavern of sorts, or a brewery, I should say, hanging out. I had it here. I had it written down exactly where you were. You sort of look around you. You find a sign, and on some of these barrels is Peabody Brewery. And you see that you're in Fishgut Alley.
Okay, so I'm gonna savor my drink and have. Who we're going? Mara. We're getting flown for Mara, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, how about we have a rest and regain some hit die?
A long rest would be fantastic. We've been in this town for a little while.
Shall we see if there's any accommodation here at the Fishgut? Let's
go. Well, should we go a little bit further out? Maybe a little bit to the outskirts, just to.
Where do we think Mara is at the moment? Where do we leave her?
I need to go to a.
Why don't we go back to the Skewered Dragon, where we've got our mate behind the bar there, who
true, because that was
a good lad.
He was the opposition of who we were up against there, so they probably won't rock in there. That's a great idea.
Yeah, cool. Back to the Skewered Dragon. And we take Floon. Does Floon, I assume Floon and Raynar would like to join us?
Wait. When we left, the barkeep told us that someone owed him money from a gambling debt, and so if he ever saw him, to bring him back here because he needed to collect on a debt. Was that not correct?
Floon says,
Sounds.
"Yeah, look, I owe a bit of money there. I honestly thought that's why I was grabbed, but turns out that wasn't it. I would rather not go back there now, though. I don't really have the coin to pay it back. Bit light at the moment."
Let's
Do you
go.
guys think we could just make it to the TARDIS and rest there?
Well,
okay. Are we? Or let's think. Are we going to run into?
There's one thing I want to achieve while we're here, and remember how I went to the docks and spoke about my collapsible boat that can grow big and take us wherever we want, I suppose, because we're on a boat. I'm assuming it's a magical boat. Anyway, I got to figure out these words, and the dwarves at the dock told me to go to a place which my character would have totally remembered. I'm looking at Daniel. I mean, the DM.
Yeah, so they told you to go around sort of the market district, up near the sort of north ward.
It was like a library or some sort of place.
Yeah. Oh,
like
was it? Oh, then
said.
that's probably either in the trades ward or the castle ward, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I would like to visit there. Maybe not before we rest, but I understand we have more pressing matters. No.
That sounds good. I'm just you guys know I love me a long rest.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think of the best way that we can do that. We can't go to the Skewer Dragon.
I'd say
it's 3 PM.
Oh, all right.
Well, man, that is way past check-in. We can totally check in and just chill the afternoon.
Check-ins too.
Yeah. We are this is perfect time for check-in. So can we go to like outskirts of town and just find a place that we can read a book?
Yeah, if you want. What direction are you going?
Because we have been there a while. We've had 3 combat encounters, I think, since we've been here.
We have done a fair bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, it's kind of too early in the day to rest, to do a full long rest. You could certainly take a short rest. I know that's a very foreign concept to you and your characters. When was the last time you... In fact, could you tell me how the rules for hit dice work? Because I don't think you've ever taken a short rest.
Oh, shit. Okay, so in actual
we took a short rest not too far back. I think we took a short rest before we went into that other tavern.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, before the warehouse.
No, before the warehouse. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm very proud of you.
In fact, you know the tavern that we went into where we don't want to go back to, the Skewer Dragon?
The Skewer Dragon down here.
We took a short rest around the back end of that, and we bought some potions that we think are going to be good to help with those short rests moving forward.
All right. Do we take a potion and have a short rest?
Yeah. I'm down with that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How many potions did you buy?
3 potions of vitality.
And was it 3 potions of vitality with like a question mark behind it? Yeah.
It was a question mark, yeah. But, it was a question mark.
Was it? Okay.
It was, yeah. Because normally it's for 24 hours. They give you max, whatever your restored D. Like mine's a D6, so it would give you a D6 for each hit die. The question mark means who the fuck knows what it's going to give you. But you think it's got something to do with the hit dice.
Yeah, because it was you bought it off a shady street vendor.
Could be watered down with the words.
Cut me own throat, Dibbler. He gave me that good deal, and that was cutting his own throat.
All right,
let's do it. Shall we take him?
Yeah. Do we just do it on the street, or are people going to look at us sideways? So should we go somewhere?
I mean, it's pretty shady here anyway.
Okay, cool, done.
You can hang out. You're you're in a brewery that has a small eating area. It's not a full-on tavern. There's not really like a lot of people here. Occasionally you see someone rock up from that looks like maybe a dock worker or something like that. And they come, they buy an ale, they stand around and drink it, and then leave. But there's not sort of your regular kind of rowdy tavern with sleeping quarters and hot meals and things like that. There's just sort of snacks.
All right. Can you palm me one of those milk potions?
Well, is this a place where we can actually rest, though? Given because we need to.
It's a short rest. Yeah, which is an hour of doing no more strenuous activity than reading and drinking and eating. So we can totally do that at the bar.
All right. I reckon we can. Yeah. All right. I hand out the potions of vitality. Question mark.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the question mark to be revealed.
And do we all bottoms up?
Yep. Chin.
Got to do it together. Got to be on the same wave.
So you drink them? You drink all three?
Yep.
Yeah.
Taking it off my inventory list. It's gone. We no longer have them.
Okay. You drink it. It sort of tastes a little bit foul. It smells a bit fishy in terms of could just be like concentrated fish oil. Barnaby, yours seems to have no effect.
Oh fuck.
It's alright. It was like 10 gold.
Heimdal, yours, you're feeling something. And then
I go to the toilet.
Han, no. It just tastes like water to you. There's just like this. It's just the concentration's not very good in your one.
No, I must have had not a hydroponic, what are they called?
Hydroclonic?
No,
is that the thing?
Diluted water. The diluted water. Come on.
Diluted water?
Yeah, where they sell diluted water, and it's got the essence of something in it. Come on.
Diluted water.
Yeah.
What do you dilute water with?
I know what he's talking about. It's one of those like pseudoscience things where it's like you put like essence of vitamin C in a thing, and that's meant to like help you. That other pseudoscience psychology. It's like that other pseudoscience psychology.
Yeah, I mean
homeopathy. No.
Pseudoscience make you rich. I mean they're scams. I'll admit it. But I have no idea what you're talking about, James.
Yes, I think it's homeopathy.
Yeah.
Homeopathy.
Oh, yeah.
Homeopathy.
Nothing to do with dilution, but
yes,
the
dilution increases potency according to them.
Yeah, and they claim that they've got like 1 times they got a dilution factor of like 1 to the power of 100, which means that have less than the number of atoms there are in the sun or something like that. Like it's
oh my god.
Yeah, like you'd have 1 atom in the volume of the sun, and they're claiming that it remembers it and can heal you with its and it's massive. Yeah, go on.
Please continue.
Well, guys, I feel great. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
So, Heimdal, all the hit dice you roll for your short rest are going to be at full value. Everyone else just has to roll them as per normal. Though Barnaby, I do believe you have a Song of Rest that can aid in. I
do. My Song of Rest, which is a additional 0.6, I believe. Yeah. Everyone gets an additional 3 health.
Is that per thing or
no? The Song of Rest isn't very good.
That's all right. It's okay. It's still 3. All right, back up to 50
Hold on,
health.
let me see actually. Any creature who can hear performs regain hit points at the end of the short rest. Spending 1 or more hit dice, each of those creatures get an extra 1d6. Yeah, so. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Hit die. Is this going to automatically heal me?
No.
Or do I have to add it?
I think you'll have to add it. I'm not sure if that'll work in D. Oh, it might work in D&D Beyond. I don't know.
18. Yeah, I rolled 2.
You rolled 2 and got 18?
Yeah,
He rolled two
I rolled
separate dice.
5 and got 19.
Plus 3.
Yeah.
You get to add your Constitution modifier.
Okay.
So, and that's
2.
per dice. So for harm, that's plus
nice.
2 per dice.
Plus 10 then. All right, looking a little bit better. It's really raining in Moorabbin.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't hear it here.
Yeah, I don't hear it here either.
Maybe you got.
Coastal weather.
Oh no, I can
It's
see
like
it. I can see
It's
it.
like the Truman Show. It's just raining over my house, so I don't
I
go
thought maybe that mind blast hit you a little too hard.
out. We watched the Truman Show last week, and that movie absolutely holds up. Really good flick.
Good.
Cool. All right, so you all rest up. You finish your bevs, order a second round. That's probably going to cost you 15, 20 silver.
No worries.
I think Heimdal paid that though.
Yeah, I'll deduct that.
I mean, cellar door prices pretty cheap.
Yeah, they have been. When we go to these places, super cheap.
Also, gold goes a long way. I'm pretty sure. Gold will get you a night and meals, kind of thing. I'm pretty sure, or a couple of gold. So if you just want a couple of cheeky beers, I don't think it's much. And the little halfling family that runs the joint seems pretty happy to kind of wait on people.
Shall we leave it there, lads?
For the night, yeah.
For this eve?
Sure.
Yeah. So we're gonna end it there. So as we kind of close out, Raynar says, "Look, friends, I'm in your debt. While you're in Waterdeep, you may call on me, and I'll do whatever I can to help you. Any friend of Floon's and Mara's is a friend of mine. I'll probably leave you here and leave Floon in your capable hands. I would like to get back to my my lodgings and figure out, damn my father, why people want to capture me and what he's done, or why now that they're after me. But I'm sure we'll meet again." And he writes down sort of on a bit of card, or he actually probably just hands you a card. This guy's fucking classy. An address where if you send messages this way, they'll get to me, and perhaps we'll, I can help in your endeavors while you're in town. I have some pull here. I'm not quite the open lord, but I do know a number of the families here, and perhaps I can have some sway in whatever endeavors you're working on.
This is Never Ember bailing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Floon is still a bit kind of dazed and beaten up. Neverember walks over to him, kind of claps him on the shoulder. They sort of exchange a quiet word, and Neverember struts out of there. Who out of you three is probably the most perceptive?
I've got some good perception. I've got investigation.
I have
got
a
0.
natural perception of 18, an innate perception of 18.
That's
Wow.
pretty good.
Plus
Yeah.
1.
Okay. Heimdal, you see a as Neverember leaves, they've only turned up in the last like 10 minutes, as you were kind of saying all your goodbyes and things like that. There are 2 figures that have kind of been loitering around on the corner of the street, and they've been sort of watching. You think they've been watching you, or your group, I should say.
Do I react? Is this me?
Do you?
Well, yeah. So Neverember's been kind of cool to us. Did they come out of that cellar door that I saw in the corner?
No. So they've come sort of. It looks like they kind of were walking down the street, and maybe they've.
Aren't we in a bar?
Yeah, but it's like it's open. Like the people can kind of see in.
Cool. Can I see the hands?
You think you've seen these people walk past a couple of times?
Yeah. Can I spy if they have the circular tattoo with spokes coming off?
Give me an investigation check.
How many times have they walked past?
You've probably seen like 3 times now, which seems a bit weird. And they seem to like loiter for a bit and then like leave, and then come back around and loiter for a bit and then leave.
So would you say 3 times?
Sure.
Cool. So the first time, whatever. The second time, hey, I've seen you before. Third time, advantage on investigation, right?
Sure.
24.
You do not notice any tattoos or anything like that. There are a few moments where one looks up, scratches his nose, or seems to be pretending to point at a thing, to his friend, like pointing out, like, oh, look at this thing over here, and they're trying to pretend.
I've done that
like,
before.
Yeah, and you can see they're actually like, like, oh, don't look now, but so you're well aware of that. They're also not wearing black. They appear to be wearing sort of a grayish kind of cloak.
Okay, so I halt Neverember before he goes and just go, mate, just before you go, these guys here wearing the greyish cloak
Right. Yeah.
have been casing us. So if you are going to leave now, be wary of that. Do you know anything about this kind of cloak, I suppose, which is their telltale sign, perhaps?
Yeah. He says, sure, surely not. He looks over there and he's like, maybe. And he goes, well, there's only one way to find out. And he yells out, he's like, hey, you there! And sort of in his best kind of, nobility, regal voice, his best private schoolboy voice, sort of tries to flag them down. And they see him coming. And as he gets to them, you see that they kind of look at each other, look over at you guys. And then as he gets close, they seem to sort of fade away. You've seen stuff like this before, Heimdal. It's clearly some kind of either magic or teleportation, perhaps, or some kind of invisibility. And they seem to kind of fade away. And he gets over there and sort of passes his hand through the air and kind of looks around, and there's no sign of them.
So first of all, I say to Never Ember, I'm like, dude, you can leave at your own risk. So you've been a great service, and I'm sure we'll be in contact if you or we need each other's help. So
yeah, he shakes your hand and he says, "Look, I think I'll be relatively safe in the. Oh, I've got to put this forward 1 hour. Boom, it's 4:00. While the light's still out. I think the streets are relatively safe, and I'll get a tuk-tuk on the main street up on Snail Street and make my way home. But thank you, truly. I'm in your debt.
all right. So obviously, I relayed this information to.
And a never ember always pays his debts. Well, except for my dad, who, stole a bunch of money. But like me, I'm starting a new thing, always paying my debts.
I trust that very much so, and I will hold you. Well, not hold you to that, but I completely and utterly trust that you will pay your debt and come to our aid. I make him feel guilty, basically.
Yeah, like I'm sure. No, like I'd never call on it, but like I bet you would. I'm sure it'll never be tested.
Well, to be completely honest, he was totally being hunted down, and we got him in and out relatively unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
He is totally in our debt. Yep. We'll just have to call on that if we need. If not, then good luck to his life.
Mm-hmm. It can't hurt having friends.
Exactly. Yeah. Maybe we'll come back and have a beer and
cool.
Just for beer's sake.
So Floon nursing the ale, and we're wrapping this up for today night or for tonight, right? Or do you want to keep going till 10?
No, I've got to go do some work.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Floon is like, well, we can try and find Mara tonight, or wait till first light tomorrow, I guess.
I would be keen to hang around afterwards to do the mish to find my thing. If everyone else wants to go, that's cool. But it might be a good opportunity for me not to hold up the storyline for you guys. If you know what I mean.
Look, I'm happy to hang around till 10 if you like.
Yeah, I can continue to listen. I just may not be a very good participant. So you guys continue on. I'm going to mute myself and do some work. So
okay.
But
we can wrap it up here, and Steve, perhaps you and I can touch base during the week. And
yep. Yeah. I got time now. Booyah.
And we can sort out sort of the path of how this will look. Of you getting to the bottom of this ancient sort of dwarven foldable boat, which I love.
Yeah.
And then we can maybe convene in 2 weeks' time from now, and work out if you're going straight to perhaps the last place you saw Mara, which was the Yawning Portal, or if you have another plan, or want to get out of town or whatever. Cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Fantastic session.
Thanks, lads. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was very good.
It was very out of left field. The giant ape.
That was good.
The mind flayer, all the fireball came out of it by the skin of your teeth. But I'm very proud of you. You thought well outside that box.
Yeah, the stunning was a new trick. That's something we haven't experienced before. That's shit. That's really shit to get done by. But yeah, it's a good
clever way around it. Obviously, Heimdal transforming you into the giant ape, because without a cleric to cast restoration or something, you could be stuck there a while making saving throws.
Yeah,
I can all get your ass handed too.
Yeah, and we were all on. Well, actually, no, Han, you survived.
Yeah, I got out of it.
We knew this going into these challenges, being 3 squishies. It was going to be thinking our ways out rather than.
yeah, and we're doing real well. We're doing real well.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
You are quite the talker there, Barnaby.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have got
thank Randy.
as far as we could with you without you.
Well, I think you talked your way through about half the dungeon, right? The unlucky part, and it's funny because believe me when I say that I do not really change anything of my planning based on what your go in right is. Like the territory is the territory. Like you stumble upon it. It is not really changing a lot behind the scenes to thwart you or anything like that. But like from the get-go, there is a mind flare in there, and that mind flare can read minds, and can certainly sort of read intent. Funnily enough, is a thing that it's very difficult to talk your way past.
Yeah. We should have been legitimate. Like legitimately wanted to help him. That's where we fucked up, wasn't it? If we had said we will absolutely come back with the stone, would we have gotten through?
You would have had to have believed it, I think.
Sorry?
You would have had to believe it, and I'm not sure Barnaby would believe it, because everything I know about Barnaby, and I think you've outlined it already, right, is Barnaby wants to get the job done and get out. And has no intention.
He's a great lover with that, kind of life view,
Yeah, he's got no intention of being someone else's minion, or gopher or whatever, which is great because but I think you've talked your way through a lot of these problems, like the bartender and stuff like that. So it's been quite interesting.
A mind flayer. I look forward to next encounter with this mind flayer.
Barnaby's like, we are not leaving this city until I have great aped this fucking thing. Until I've had my calamari.
I feel bad for that poor Duragard. Yeah, all dressed up with nowhere to go. All dressed up with no one to fight.
You had better bet that he is telling all of his friends that he killed that giant ape.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
It's not fair. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll see you all in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see you in 2 weeks. Or if you want to tune in next week for the other half of the Fancy Lads, of course, and see the nonsense that they're getting up to. But as always, a pleasure. And now that we're under only semi-super lockdown, we'll organise some kind of picnic or outdoorsy kind of thing. Especially you and I, Paul. We live very close together. And
we live very close together. Yeah, we should. We should do that. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we should. Let's let the girls organise that.
Yeah, we'll sit back and let them organise.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. I'll catch you all soon.
Enjoy.
Bye.
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 Well, we don't need to, no, because you did say later in the week specifically. But I thought while we're connected,
yeah,
we don't need to do it now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking there's going to be some sort of investigation and/or downtime. I think it's going to in the grand scheme of things, it's probably going to take Heimdal a couple of days, but for you, it's near instant, right? It's something we kind of montage over. But there's going to be investigating libraries, rooting people out, a couple of skill checks to kind of find some of this information on how to get a boat. And I think you've already done some of that, right? Like you've chatted to dwarves in the dock ward.
It's I've tried to investigate a couple of places, and so one was in the snaky tavern that whatever it was.
Yep. You met there was a dwarf in the kitchen, I think.
Yep. And he was like, oh, you should go down to the docks. So I went to the docks and asked the docks, and they were like, that's more of a bookie type thing. You should go to the bookie place.
Yeah. Oh, well,
I'm yet to go to bookie place.
Yeah. We'll get you to a tavern. Or not a tavern, sorry, a library. The other amazing place to visit. The tavern and the library. The two cool places.
The library, the intellectual place, essentially.
And there is
Makes sense.
certainly, I think, a mage quarter or like a mage tower even in town somewhere, surely.
Yeah. So I remember you posted something. There was someone who gave a book to us. Actually, his name was Captain Staggered. He gave us a book and said, "This is kind of the ins and outs of the town. You should familiarize yourself with that."
Yes, so that is the Waterdeep Enchiridion.
And I kind of breezed through it, and what caught my eye was a tower where a mage kind of pops out every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 3/4 of the way down, maybe. I think.
Yeah.
The tower.
Let me fire that up again. Three quarters of the way down.
I don't know. Maybe I was just scrolling, but I remember what I stopped at was some unique person.
Yeah, there's also walking statues in the city, which are kind of cool. Like giant statues that walk around. There's even a pub in one of them.
A pub? I've been to a pub.
Yeah, but it's a pub like in a giant statue that walks around the city.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. There we go. This is the picture I remember. The God Catcher. This is it. So maybe it's underneath it. Nah, it's the God Catcher.
Yeah. So that's one of the walking statues.
Yeah.
So this is perhaps the most famous walking statue in the city, thanks to its dramatic pose. And I think it's got a photo there. It's almost like Atlas, right? But it's catching the thing. Its nearness to the market and self-evident magic of its existence. The statue is well-muscled but impassive male human with its left leg sunk to the hip in the street. The result of a spell cast by the Black Staff at the time of its rampage. Its left hand and right foot press against the ground as if trying to pull itself out. Its right arm is raised skyward, and above its open palm floats a sphere of stone. Its gaze looks up towards the sphere, and the pattern of bird droppings around its eyes give it the appearance of weeping. All about the statue, climbing up its chest and on its knee and shoulders, is a tenement that carries the name the God Catcher. The tenement's landlord is Andra Blackcloak, an unsociable sorcerer who is rarely seen in the city except when she alights from the door carved in the floating sphere. Yeah, so it's sort of like the World's Fair sphere that's full of wigs in The Simpsons.
It reminds me of Majora's Mask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the moon, the thing above the what is that thing? The clock tower.
Yeah, and you got to get there at the right time, and it pops out at a certain period.
Yeah, she appears unannounced on balconies or rooftops after dark. Her dealings are polite, though, and she pays fair coin. She never confides in anyone or talks about her own doings, and if anyone but she has ever seen the inside of her spherical home, they've said nothing publicly about it. I mean, you could try and...
I don't know. Yeah, but that's what caught my eye. In that whole thing, I was kind of just grazing through it, gliding through it, I suppose, and that's where I stopped, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to see in the city, you know?
There is a lot to see in the city,
there's a lot of cool shit. There's certainly like a magical police force as well, I think. Obviously there's guild laws and things like that. I think there's a chapter about the City Watch, right? And like how they have a magical division.
Yeah, I saw something
to deal with like magical crimes.
Yeah, yep.
But yeah. Was City Watch here?
Marimpoth, there seems to be like all these different numbers. Marimpoth 20, Ugatar 20, Night Hall 11, Night Hall 20. Like, I haven't looked at any of those things.
I think those are dates, right?
Ah, okay.
So those are holidays.
Gotcha.
So I have us in the 15th of Myrtle.
Okay.
That was kind of chosen at random.
Yeah. So the next thing is going to be the Kythorn, which is Guildhall Day. So Miltool is the
Oh,
6th of the night.
it'll be Trolltide on the 1st
Yep.
of Kython.
On the 1st of Kython, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a trick or treat,
Yeah.
but with trolls. There you go.
And I think of Mischief, which Randy might be keen on.
It might be all about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, cool.
Have some candy on hand. All right.
Yeah, as a meta level, you're likely to be in the town for a while.
I heard likely to be
in the town for a while.
Yeah, okay.
The
thing is, we've only been here for like one day.
Yeah, you've been here like 2 days.
And so these places are like 15 days apart. And I am keeping in mind, I don't think this is this meta? The fact that Paul has got a frog growing in his belly potentially?
He maybe took care of that in the Fae, but we will see.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it was probably homeopathy. We all know how effective that is.
from as far as I'm aware, he's got like 2 months or something to deal with a frog that's going to come out of his stomach.
Yeah, slard tadpole.
And he's going to feel something very strong before, like 24 hours before it actually happens.
Yeah.
So as long as that doesn't happen, I've got a little bit of time up my sleeve, but I don't want to wait until it's too late. Unless...
I mean, you're in Waterdeep, the City of Splendors. If there's anywhere that you could find first-rate magical healing, or, hire someone to just stand around ready to cut his stomach out if a slard starts emerging, this is the city. The city's got everything.
Yeah, so I don't like the idea of Dark Ages type healing. I would prefer to, if we have a teleporter, rather than going back in time to get our healing, go forward in time. Probably...
I mean, this is technically forward in time compared to the time you're from, and even the time when the fancy lads left, remember? Because Mara is like in her 20s.
I thought that Mara was like, I was young at this age. Yeah.
Yeah, so you met like a 30s Mara who saved the three of you from different times. It's time travel. It is very confusing. I get confused a lot.
Okay.
And she had stolen the chronomancing tower that sounds like a TARDIS and brought you here to her 20s self.
Okay.
So for her, it's in the past. For the fancy lads, it's in the, I guess, sort of 10 years in the future.
Okay. As long as it's not going back to like Neolithic, comparatively from where I'm from. Because if I know that this shit's happened, which when I rolled my check and I knew what they did, it means that I'm from an age where it's probably being able to be dealt with. Hopefully. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's something we should discuss because we've I mean, Heimdal's background is that he is from a far place and he sort of stands out as a tourist or as a traveler.
Yeah.
But especially now that I have introduced time travel into the story, where is Heimdal from in the timeline scheme of things?
So
because the pyramid obviously muddied time. The breaking of the pyramid fucked up a lot of time. So when was he taken from? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't even know what the year is now. What sort of are we working in blocks of ones or tens or hundreds?
What would you like to do?
I don't know about time. Time is very difficult, as you said.
Yeah, I've got a hold on. I do have a note. Where's my notes? I have somewhere here a set of timeline notes. Here we go. Oh no, that's not my timeline.
If I were to say where I was from, I would say I was Mysterium.
Mysterium?
Mysterium. Yep.
I assume you've just made up that name.
I'm actually looking at a board game that I've purchased, which is called Mysterium.
Okay.
And so, have I made it up? Nah, not really.
Okay.
Am I bringing it into this universe as a place of being? Yes, sure.
All about it. Now, tell me about Mysterium and what kind of... I assume it's a region or a plane of existence?
No, not a plane. Just a hard-to-reach place, maybe in the future.
Because there is also an interesting place called Sigil, the City of Doors, also known as the Cage, or less commonly the City of Secrets. It is a city floating in the center of like a the Outlands. It's kind of like the center of the multiverse, and it's sort of like a donut that floats around a mountain. And the city is on the inside of the donut, and the only way to get there is through like interplanar travel and portals.
That sounds cool.
So it's shaped like the inside of a torus. So yeah, like a donut. And it's called the City of Doors because there's so many doors in the city that if you like know the right incantation and you know the right thing, it's sort of like the Matrix 2 or 3, right? Where if you've got the special key, you can open the door, and then that door actually leads you to a parallel world or like a different a different plane of existence.
Yeah. Totally. Like you have the. It's not the key maker.
Yeah, it's the key maker, isn't it?
The key maker. Yeah. Okay. So you can either save Trinity or save the world.
Yeah.
Type door. Yeah. Okay.
So it says here the only way in and out of Sigil was its innumerable portals, archways, doorways. Sometimes it could be a barrel hoop or a picture frame, so like Mario 64 style.
Or Harry Potter.
In addition, portals could be permanent or temporary, linking to fixed or shifting locations. Thus, the city touched all planes at once, yet ultimately belonged to none.
That sounds pretty Mysterium-esque.
That sounds pretty mysterious. So you're from maybe the suburb or the region within Sigil known as Mysterium, where they, you'd spent years scribing in the libraries, copying old texts, updating old languages, inventing a new hexadecimal system to sort books. Something like that.
Yeah,
maybe.
Pretty much. So,
I mean, it's also probably believed that Fantasy Bunnings exists in Sigil, I would imagine, because I think Fantasy Bunnings sits in the middle of everything.
Fantasy Bunnings sits in what?
In the middle of everything.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Because it kind of sits outside the prime material plane. It's kind of that like gateway that everyone comes to Fantasy Bunnings, gets a sausage, gets all the things that they need, then goes back.
Do they have to go back to the same place they came from?
Typically, yes, but there's probably ways not to.
There's like a staff exit type thing.
Yeah. I think it's just most people have like the Fantasy Bunnings membership, right? Or they set up a thing that connects them to Fantasy Bunnings, and it's kind of one way. But if you, or like, it's two-way just for those two locations. But if you, met someone in the car park and you got out of your portal and you're like, hey, can I come into your portal? They're like, yeah, sure. And you go into theirs and go to wherever they're from.
All right.
I say that tentatively because last time the fancy lads were in Fantasy Bunnings, it got a bit hectic. It got a bit hairy.
Yeah.
And Sardari may have drawn a card from the book of many, the deck of many things, and blown up part of Fantasy Bunnings.
Yeah, okay, but like, I feel like the deal star of Fantasy Bunnings, deal maker, whatever his name is,
Garfield the Deals Warlock.
Yeah, I feel like he would be half expecting this explosive card to come out from the deck that he produced.
Could be, yeah.
Like, did he? So they were. So, who was it that chose the card?
Saudade.
So Saudade chose the card, but from the cards that were chosen it was from the Warlock's deck, right? He knew what was in there. So
sure.
It's kind of his fault for pulling the game out in his store. I wouldn't think that was entirely our fault / my friend's fault.
No. When they do an inventory, though, they are going to find a missing tankard.
What was that? I missed it.
When they do an inventory, they're going to find a missing tankard. Or they're going to find a tankard is also missing.
That was Keg, I'm assuming, that stole it then?
Yeah.
Was that? I mean,
he went, "Oh no, this shelf is broken." Smash. Oh, I better take this with me so it's safe.
Okay, I totally understand where Keg is coming from in that area. He's drawn to that sort of stuff. He was a child once, and I will, as a parent or as a mature adult, wear that for.
So we'll see.
Fuck-ups of the children, if it happens, if it does come.
That. Well, I mean, yeah. As it stands, I don't think Barnaby's told you this, but I think as Table Talk, we know this, that Barnaby signed a deal with Garfield to give Garfield one favor.
Yeah.
Just an open-ended, hey, can we get some extra store credit? And he was like, yeah, cool. I just need a favor to be cashed in by the bearer of this certificate, at their leisure.
Yeah.
From one Barnaby, the Beauticious Bard, or whatever.
I do remember that. Because he offered it to me, and I went, "No, who the fuck is stupid enough to do that?" And you went, and you look at the wall and see Barnaby's face smiling.
Yeah.
On a plaque.
Saudade went one step further, and for these 4 draws of the Deck of Many Things, he literally signed his soul over to Garfield, the Deals Warlock.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that'll be advantageous.
I'm sure that'll never come up. I mean, Garfield seems like a pretty cool dude. I'm sure he wouldn't cash that in. He hasn't cashed in the favor, so he's probably forgotten about it.
Yeah. Says the guy with the plaque hanging behind him.
That's right. Yeah, and I did have a long conversation with Paul out of character about what happens if you renege on a fey contract, which this very much was.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's not just like I'll see you in court. This is like a magically sealed agreement.
Well, again, if the children didn't understand this when they made the deal, they gotta reap the consequences.
That's right.
I will be happy to help out in those instances, though.
Good.
As long as they learn their lesson.
Cool. All right. So we'll pick up. We'll have it. Yeah. We'll have a look into Sigil and see if that's. It kind of makes sense that we're kind of heading in that direction, as obviously I've thrown time travel into this beast now. It is getting a little bit more like sci-fi-esque, the story, and a little bit more crazy, especially as like the other half of the Fancy Lads are in a different time. It's not massively different, but it's enough that you couldn't go and visit them without help.
That's cool.
And I think we established that Mara had sent you here to help young Mara, and by young Mara I mean like 20s Mara, to obtain an item that needed to be obtained, and then she was going to take you to somewhere else to kind of fix some other schisms in time. And one of those may well end up being taking you to Sigil, and maybe even causing you to get, setting the timeline. You're closing the loop, sort of like Looper. Like you have to make sure that younger you falls into the Pyramid of Shadows.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That could be.
I got to try and remember this. So I got to really remember that I'm from Sigil. So Sigil, Sig.
I'll send you the wiki page for Sigil.
I've got a D&D page in my uni book, which I
nice.
refer to.
Would you prefer a wiki page or a YouTube video about Sigil?
I don't know how I would refer to that.
I meant more like you could watch it, and then, because the thing is, I'm not going to take everything from like the real lore. It's more just like, hey, let's take the coolest stuff, right? Like if there's anything that stands out to you.
Right. So kind of a backstory.
Yeah.
Thing.
Hello,
yeah. Okay.
Here, the
just go the wiki thing, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because then I can imagine it in my head rather than see it, and that would give me more versatility.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, have a bit of a read about Sigil. What is offered there and how it's all made up and stuff like that, and then we can work out what it was you were doing at the time that you were heading through the library. All according to Discworld, all libraries are connected with each other through L space, and so you were trying to get one of the forbidden books, but in doing so,
ended up in the tower.
Yeah, unleashed some kind of spell that kind of sucked you into the Pyramid of Shadows. And perhaps...
Well, I was going in to find a particular... I mean, I found it. We just haven't figured out what that conjuration spell is yet.
That's right, yeah.
So assumably I was going to find that book, and I went into places I probably wasn't supposed to go.
The restricted magic section? The restricted book section?
And then eventually, maybe busted some spells out that I shouldn't have, and ended up being sucked into there. And that didn't stop me from trying to find what I wanted to find, though.
Or are we going to have...
I knew I was on the right path.
Or we're going to have Prisoner of Azkaban level of time travel, where you would have been fine, but it's actually your future self fucked the spell up for you, which caused you to get locked away. Oh god, it's recurring.
Prisoner of Azkaban, isn't that Harry Potter?
Yeah, isn't that the one where, like it turns out they saved Buckbeak when they went back in time with the time turner, and then he's like he's standing on the bank, and he's like, I saw my father, and then like later on he's on the bank, he's like, no, my father's going to show up and save us, and then it turns out no, it was me on that bank. Yeah.
Spanner in the works. It could do. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see once we flesh out, or I'll have a think about what interesting magical explosion or fuck up that young Heimdal did.
That resulted in.
Yeah, that resulted in...
Right. So you're saying us going back to Sigil now could result in my ending up in the pyramid.
The young version of you, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
And maybe that's what you actually have to do. Like that is your actual goal, because Mara turns around and says, hey, all your time travel has like fucked with causality, so we need to like go back to those fixed points in time and make them happen.
Yeah, okay, lock them in.
Yeah. Doctor Who style.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool. That would be very cool.
All right. Similarly, before Barnaby went into the Pyramid of Shadows, he was delivered the Rod of Ruin, yet he had left that behind in another town. So we still need to resolve how he sent the Rod of Ruin to himself.
Yeah, because he recently didn't he get rid of it when we destroyed the owner, the person he was so hell bent on getting to and killing?
Yeah, so it was like part of him.
Disappeared from his chest.
Because it was like embedded in him as he sort of transformed into Ronin. And with the death of Karavakos.
That's the word.
The Ronin.
That word.
Yeah, Ronin was like, my job, my mission is complete, and the rod embedded in his chest disintegrated.
Yeah, okay. So how did the rod get to Ronin? No, Barnaby.
Correct. Yeah. So, Barnaby had been locked up in prison, and then they did a prison break to get him out. And then he was like, no, I need that rod. And then it turned up delivered by like messenger in a box sealed with his own blood.
All right. Well, it's totally his fault for sending it then. So I'm sure he's thinking about that.
So maybe I big brained it and knew that there was going to be time travel all along.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe there always was time travel because that's how time travel works.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to think about Sigil.
Yeah.
Ronan or Barnaby you can worry about trying to connect the dots in that steel wool of a.
That's right. I'll keep figuring it out. Keep doing my D&D prep videos and work out the future of this campaign and all the others as well. Thank you very much for hanging out and doing the D&D, Steve.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I really, really love it. Thank you so much for putting in all the work. You do such a great job. I don't know how I can thank you for it. So
my pleasure.
I really appreciate it. Let's do some catching up outside. It's not thank you, but I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Well, if you're finished with your studies and stuff, we can go for a walk this weekend for sure.
Yeah, done. All right. I have 2 women who I have not asked to catch up with, but that will hopefully be more of a nighttime thing. But we'll see how it goes. So we'll definitely catch up this weekend.
Too easy.
I'll let you know closer to the day.
Cool. All right. Thanks, brother. I'm going to say goodnight to everyone else in the chat thingies and then head to bed.
All right. See you, bro.
See ya.
Bye.
All right. Thank you very much for sticking around as long as you did. If you indeed did. I've been your D&D chaperone, Sheriff Dan. And if you were watching the Waterdeep Dragon Heist game that I'm running through for my 8th level players. This is a 4th sort of major story arc campaign that they're running, and I've scaled a lot of it up, as you might have been able to tell from the near death of even 8th level characters who had to do a lot of teleporting and polymorphing and withstanding of intellect devourers and mind blasting to get where they needed to be. If you haven't already, please hit follow and subscribe, or subscribe on YouTube, or do all those things, or not, depending on what you're into. If you'd like to come back on Thursday, we'll be running through the Lost Mind of Phandelver for a much lower level group. Obviously, running that starter set for a bunch of newbies to D&D, so that one's a very newbie-friendly watch. It gets a little bit adult in the language, of course, as we're all a bit salty. But if you're new to the game or you're looking to learn some of the new stuff, I usually break down that game a lot more in terms of explaining the rules to the players because they're all new. So if you're new as well, that can be a really good jumping on point. Apart from that, I guess we'll do we'll see who else is online, maybe chuck a cheeky raid. In fact, I think we'll do that to my good friend, I'm Dylan James, who will be in the game on Thursday. So if I can do that here, please join me as I want to go in there and say hi and give him some love. All right, thank you very much. I've been Sheriff Dan, your Dungeon Master to the gods, and have a good night.